All right, we're recording. This is session 52. Who would like to give a recap?
We made it out of the prison, roughly alive.
Yeah, so we started out having a conversation of how to proceed with finding the prefect and everything, but then T-Hole revealed that he had received a message from the prefect saying that him and his daughter
Nerva
had left, leaving the prison pretty much vacant, minus the prisoners. So we then proceeded forward to find a way to stop the storm, which was somehow contained in a magical orb that was allowing the engine driving the storm. T-Hole said that he had some recognition of the artifacts and the process, and that he had done research into it, but he couldn't recall any of it. There was a thought that it was somehow tied as well to some of the baskets that were there. One of the baskets, we opened it up and it was filled with water. Another basket was opened up and it was a swarm of scarabs, which immediately attacked T-Hole. I think we ended up accidentally freeing 2 sets of swarms, not having learned our lesson.
2 swarms in that one urn.
Oh, okay. And then Aurelia was looking around the library and wanted to pull out whatever, at least one thing that seemed interesting to her. We kind of looked over the library. That the only thing that seemed to have anything of consequence was the orb. So we began trying to destroy the orb, which Lucirosi tried to use his rod of lordly might and ended up getting shocked pretty badly from it. And so we began using more ranged attacks to destroy the orb, which eventually we did. But apparently the orb was containing some kind of lightning elemental. And with that freed, then it was just kind of there until somebody, I want to say it was T-Hole, decided to attack it.
First it was Zarius who did cast Sacred Flame on it, I believe.
Yeah.
But then in the same round, T-Hole moved up and started whacking it, and since it could perceive where T-Hole was much more easily because it was right next to it, it went after T-Hole.
Yeah, so, and that was what Lucirosi was thinking. He was wondering why we were attacking it when it hadn't done anything to us. But then it began attacking everybody. At one point, Lucirosi was disarmed because he had thrown his weapons down to focus more on helping the group out and trying to protect Zarius while he kept up his spells like Spirit Guardians and to ensure that there was at least somebody that could patch everybody back up. Lucirosi ended up going down, but eventually we were able to destroy the creature and the storm dissipated, at which point we got the rest of the Colossus and the Deadpools stopped at an armory to try and make sure that they were armed so that they could defend themselves as needed, and then joined the fray outside against the 2 battling armies of undead, one being accompanied by the surviving Kuergivis, and then the other being the more powerful ghouls that could spread their undead curse like a contagion. We were able to overcome them, and then there was a minor scuffle between Zarius, Lucirosi, and one of the Coergi beasts because we started destroying their undead creations. But the Coergi beasts argued that they needed the undead to help them find and root out whatever remaining plague-bearing ghouls there were, which Lucirosi was certainly not happy with, but he also couldn't justify killing those undead because it was the lesser of two evils in his head. And then we began trying to figure out where we were going to go, and we began heading down a road, and we encountered a hobgoblin and a fairy, and Lucirosi and I want to say Zarius went up to the thing while the others kind of stayed back. And then once it saw us, it grew to 50 feet tall with its probably giant hobgoblin dong swaying in the breeze.
It did, it's the clothing it was wearing did sort of break off as it grew, so probably yes, probably hobgoblin dong.
The second giant dong Lucirosi has seen in less than a month.
That just means we got a boxing target.
Yep.
So some things to add. Most of the Colossus and the Deadpools are thinking that they want to head back to Cartha, and that's probably where Cato could most easily get lost in the crowd and probably bring his family to him at some point. They may not stay there indefinitely, but it is a pretty good starting point for anybody who's looking to sort of not get picked up by the authorities, because there are a lot of criminals and former criminals that hang out up there, which the Empire is basically okay with because it's sort of a border town, and it's a rather rough area of the continent with a lot of monsters wandering around it, so they don't necessarily police it the way they would their primary cities in the south. The road you're on essentially leads back in the direction of Monver. There will be more roads. You won't have to necessarily get all the way back to Monver before you divert. But Monver is basically, as far as you've been told, been destroyed anyway, so there's probably not much there. But there could be like remnants of a hobgoblin army. Also, this hobgoblin specifically said that he had visions of you and that his god, Satan Mamadati, had said that you were going to become an impediment to his god's plans, and that he was sent because you are worthy adversaries to fight, and because he can't allow you to interfere with what his god has planned in the future. Then
That sounds about right.
Then he grew to 50 feet tall.
Yeah. Satan, mommy, daddy.
Right. So he is now standing in front of you, and he says, "This will be quite an honor for you. You get to fight me. It'll be the highlight of your lives for the 12 seconds it will last." And the fairy then looks down and says, "I don't know, Tommy. There are a lot of the people hanging out in back there, and I get the sense that some of them are here under false pretenses." The hobgoblin looks over at his shoulder and then looks back at you. He says, "I don't sense any falsehood in them. And in any event, it's hardly a matter. I have to prepare for this fight. You may attack me while I get ready." And the fairy flies off over your head and begins to fly towards the rest of the group. But she's about, 40 feet up. If you want to try to stop her.
Yeah, so
The hobgoblin appears to be like limbering up.
We should be at full health and everything, right? Because it was 2
Yes.
days on the road. Okay.
So yeah, Lucirosi is kind of taken aback by all this, and he's kind of also like another giant. So he doesn't understand attacking somebody who's not attacking him.
Yeah, Crick like looks at you guys and is like, "What
Well,
is it?" with these
Crick
people?"
stayed behind a bit.
Oh, did
so,
I? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe you
You
walk up.
can move up, but you can see this fairy is kind of flying in your direction.
All right. Well, then I tell Aurelia, "What is it with these people?"
I don't know.
So Lucirosi seeing this giant hobgoblin, is it taller than the other giant that we fought?
It's about the same size.
Okay. So knowing that the other, it's not just us, but the other classes in the Deadpools, Lucirosi kind of looks over at Zarius and asks, what should we do?
And the fairy reaches you. The fairy is now hovering in front of you, Crick, staring at you very intently.
He means us. It seems he means us harm. I believe it is prudent for us to harm him first.
Oh yeah, definitely false pretenses with you in there.
What? You know?
I can see into your heart. There's no hiding things from me. Hey, Crick. Hey, Tommy. This guy, this fire guy. Do you look like a fire guy right now?
Yeah. Oh, I would look like a burnt man.
Yes, you can try to blast it. So
Okay.
we can roll initiative.
We have a map.
Yes, I will bring you the map.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy. Is that the fairy?
Oh, initiative first. Sorry. Yep.
I figured she'd be smaller.
Wait, did my initiative? Oh, there it is. Okay. I just have to get up for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So the fairy, for her turn, just says, "Hey, Tommy, I think it's this guy who's the problem, the real problem. He works for the Fire Lord, the Prince of Evil Fires."
I do not. There's. I was released.
That's a lie. You're trying to impress the Fire Lord, but you're definitely still in service of the Fire Lord. It's all over your face. Well, your heart. The hobgoblin continues to limber up, but does shout back, "Oh, then we'll kill that one. What about the others?" And she looks back at all of the others and says, "Hey, no fair. There's way too many people back there." And she begins to chant. Hold on. And everybody, including conveniently
Counterspell.
Teal. No, you can't. You haven't gone yet, so actually you can't take reactions until you go. But
Straight up
also,
bullshit.
I don't want to have me playing 11 characters plus the 2 enemies, and you guys each getting 1 turnaround.
That should be good to me.
Too bad.
Chill
Too
out.
bad. He cast Counterspell.
This isn't a spell, though. So
I tried.
Damn.
Dispel.
Counter legendary action.
and it's
Nullify
Lucio's
magic.
turn. But we can go to him when he gets back. So it's Crick's turn.
All right. I hurl a firebolt at the fairy.
She just barely dodges that.
18.
I
where's-
pretty much
yeah.
inflame myself using my Phoenix flare or whatever, and I say, stop saying anything. Be quiet.
And I will assume that we'll just say it's Kepri's turn and Kepri goes invisible. Flies away so that Kepri doesn't get killed.
Yeah.
And I might guide a wall of fire at her or something.
I would probably have Kepri like go invisible and fly above the enormous hobgoblin's head, but like out of reach, just in case.
Let's see how far she is.
60-foot fly, so
So it'll take her a couple rounds, unless he moves. So here's what happened while you were gone, Mike. The fairy said that she could see into people's hearts, and she accused Crick of working for the Fire Lord, the Prince of Evil Fires. Crick said he doesn't, that he was freed from that, and she said, oh, he's just lying. Then Crick tried to firebolt her as she encased everyone, including T-Hole, in a convenient bubble of what appears to be water.
Are they so? I don't know. Is that something that Lucerosi can see from his vantage point?
Yeah, you can, looking back over your shoulder to see what's going on back there, you can see there's an enormous sphere of water that is hemming in all of the dead pools, as I said, so that I don't have to play 13 characters in this fight, to each of you playing one.
Right. So it's just surrounding them. It's not drowning them.
No, they seem to be fine. They're just trapped inside it.
Okay, that's convenient. All right. So
She
now
said that it
turn.
was no fair that there were so many people hiding in the back.
Okay.
The hobgoblin used his turn to continue to limber up and to say that, though, if Crick is the real source of the danger to Satan Mabadani's plans, no matter, because he'll be dead soon.
Okay. So with the giant hobgoblin like limbering up and preparing, Lucerosi, he's going to kind of hold his turn until the hobgoblin actually becomes aggressive, because Lucerosi still has a sense of honor and fair play, and he's not going to attack somebody who's not even a giant who's not actively defending against him or demonstrating aggression.
Crick already went. Aurelia.
Oh, I will use my bonus action, though, to bring out my Rod of Lordly Might and transform it into the Flame Tongue.
Okay.
Does the giant have any weapons or anything?
Nope. He actually did have like a sword and some other weapons, but they've all of his stuff, including like a backpack, a bag, the belt he was wearing broke. He had a few pieces of like armor scattered on light armor that all ripped and fell to the ground. So he did have like a normal sword and dagger, but that is currently just sitting on the ground.
I'm going to hold my action to see if the giant attacks us.
Okay, Sarius.
All right, give me a second. Suddenly, everybody was very quiet. I couldn't tell why.
I'll move.
Cyrus will take a step to the side here, and then let's. You know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna ask for divine intervention, and
Okay.
Interesting.
maybe Osiris will see fit to make me giant like him.
So with divine intervention, do you have to ask for something specific, or is it up to the god to decide what happens?
Imploring your deity's aid required. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see here. If your deity, and it doesn't say. It's just you call upon your deity to intervene on your behalf when your need is great. So
I can't wait. I really hope it works because I'm just gonna imagine Rita Repulsa throwing her magic wand and going, "Make the monster grow."
that's what Satan Mama Daddy did with the big hobgoblin. I'm gonna go into my Zords and they're gonna morph together. It is an action to perform, but D20. No, darn. I'll never be level 35. Okay, so that I can't use that again today. Osiris has seen fit not to assist in this particular moment. So instead, I must help myself, and I will call in I think it's every 2 levels spirit weapon damage goes up. So 4th level spiritual weapon, probably fucking miss. Well, maybe I don't on a 12. He's fucking huge.
That's why I can't do it. It harmlessly bounces off his toughened skin.
I will then just turn to look at Lucerosi and say, "No, it's not the time for honor. It is the time for action."
But it hasn't even done anything. It's made a threat, but it's, maybe we can still reason with it.
Snap to your senses. Assault. That'll be my turn.
Companion flies back to about here and says to you all, "I hope you can put up a good fight. It's been a long time since Tommy's had a good fight." But that's her turn. Tamaki continues to, he is just still getting ready for the fight.
Luceros is going to yell to the hobgoblin, before we fight, what exactly did this vision say?
As I said, that you were going to interfere with the plans of the great bear of heaven, and that I was tasked with stopping you, and that it would be the first interesting fight I've had in a long time. But you seem to be wasting your opportunity to take a free shot, and I don't completely understand why. I imagine you'll be sorry about that soon.
Well, what plans? We are on a quest that doesn't involve your god, so far as we know.
And the companion says, "Oh, but your little fire friend knows. He knows what he's after, or rather what the Prince of Fire's after."
And what is that?
And she just giggles at that question.
Yeah, So, Kurt, when you do the held action, can you only do the action?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to. What I'm going to do? Can I hold my action to go into rage rather than doing an action?
I would allow that, yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like the first thing this thing's going to do is punch us. I would rather be raging while that happens.
Yeah, punch us from like 15 feet away too, probably.
So, Crick, it's your turn. The fairy has flown away about 120 feet, but is probably still within range of a firebolt.
Yes,
Maybe if you
sir.
move 5 feet.
Yeah. I keep on thinking that the shared screen is our screen. Keep clicking on it like a crazy person. All right. So yeah, Craig's gonna move up and he's gonna be more agitated this time. And he's gonna be like, "This thing won't be quiet." And then I shoot another firebolt.
That does hit her. Ow! She spins around. Don't make me have to get involved in this fight. You'll take the fun away from Tommy.
I'm gonna melt you down.
Aurelia.
So the ball of water, they just look like they're just hanging, chilling out.
You can see they're moving, pressing against the edge, but they don't seem to be penetrating it.
I'm sure it works both ways. I can't get in there for protection. Let's see. I have no beef with this giant. I mean, this is like crazy town around here. I don't want to use that. Yeah, I'm going to just hold my action and see what happens.
What are you holding your action for? Just to see him do something?
If the giant attacks like one of us, I'll shoot an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Sarius.
Let me double check the range on this.
Aurelia, you get 3 Eldritch Blasts now because we're level 11.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. I need to make sure my cantrips are updated. So I can use this on more targets. Okay. Double check the distance from me. He is more than 30 feet. She's darn. I'm not going to worry about her. I'm going to get to what squares does he have? Does he occupy?
Like all of them.
Am I 30 feet away?
Let me see.
Seems like I'm more than 30 feet away.
Basically anything where you can see skin, I would say, where you're touching skin, I would say
Okay.
You're hitting him.
So, I mean, because I figured his hands are way up high, so.
Right. Yeah, I'm just not worrying about it that closely.
All right. I figure I got to get a little closer. I guess one more. And I shall attempt to cast blindness on him. He's a big motherfucker, so he's probably got a ridiculous con, but you never know.
Yep.
DC is 16. Oh, come on. Should have been.
Did,
Teal.
did he
I need
roll
the
like
bane.
a 4 or something? that?
Teal, bane him. Alrighty.
And she.
My sacred weapon can still swing at him though.
That's
so
true.
Let me spiritual weapon level 4 swing. How about an 18? Does an 18 do? Okay, cool. For shit fucking damage.
I barely felt that.
Just testing your defenses. And it's like glare back at fucking Lucirosi.
He has not attacked us. I'm not going to attack somebody who's not an aggressor.
So he rises up, slams his hands together, bows his head, and closes his eyes, and you see his body begins to glow. Suddenly, over your head, there streaks like an arc of dark red energy, and behind you, you see beginning to form an even larger duplicate of himself, although it looks to be sort of incorporeal. And you immediately begin to feel increasingly an attraction pulling you towards this thing, all of you from all directions, except the people safe inside the globe. Make me a Constitution save. Well, actually, Zarius may be outside it now because you moved.
Damn it.
Am I?
No, you're still within it.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So is anyone using an action point?
Yes, I'll be using an action point.
I don't know if we need to.
There it is. I'll take it. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'll use an action point. This is probably not going to go well, but alright, it's better.
DC was 17, though.
Of course it was.
That's what you need for my save.
So you're all pulled. Everybody who failed at least is pulled 10 feet towards the image, and you're prone, and you take 29 force damage.
Does this count for my rage?
Yes.
To enter rage. Okay.
And if you made the save, Crick, you take half that much force damage. You aren't prone and you aren't dragged.
Okay. So you said 29 points of damage?
14 force damage
14.
if you made it.
Oh, okay.
But that's his turn. And it's Lucirosi's turn.
All right. So at that, I can't pretend that I ignore that. So I not only am using rage now, but also my radiant soul ability, and I am going to get up. So that costs 15 feet of movement, and then I'm gonna fly forward 15 feet. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna use a dash action to get closer. There.
One more.
One more. And then, is he in range of me to strike now with melee?
Yeah, you could strike him.
Okay. So I'll use an action point to take an additional action, and begin going at it with my flame tongue. So first attack.
Yeah, Your sword is there. The flames have gone out at the moment, though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna attempt to smite. Oh wait, I forgot. So there should also be an additional 11 radiant damage, and an additional 2 damage from my rage. I forgot to activate them on the character sheet.
Okay. That's...
So I'm going to use a second level or a third level smite.
Okay, you try it and it doesn't work, but you don't lose the spell slot.
Okay.
Just nothing happens with that.
So what about my
sword?
wings?
Your sword does your what?
What about my wings?
Oh, that is true. Your wings worked, but they appear to be failing. But your sword, still a normal sword, seems to connect and draws blood.
So that's unfortunate. All right. Well, I still have another attack anyway. So then, does that mean my radiant, the radiant damage from my radiant soul ability isn't there either?
Yeah, you didn't see any real effect from it. The rage damage worked though.
Okay. Does my radiant soul ability, is that even used then?
I'll say it is. It's a 1 round effect because he's activated the spiritual opposition. So when that effect ends, your wings will reform.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll turn off the radiant soul damage for now because I still have an additional attack.
That, however, doesn't cut deeply enough to draw blood.
Okay. That's my turn.
Crick, you feel even like the natural elemental flames of your body seem to be dimmed in the presence of this negative version of him. And you are sure your spells won't work.
Won't work?
Won't work.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm in between 2 enemies. There's a water puddle over there, and there's this thing. So, I will. Have a quick look. Fuck. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use my action to, I don't know, try and cast spells, but I can't. I don't know. I can't really do anything. So I'm just gonna, stand
So
there.
you try to cast
frustrated.
a spell, but you could feel that this spectral form is drawing all magic in the region invisibly into it. So it's basically just destabilizing magic in the area. In fact, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, yeah. Where did the page go? Arcana, bang.
So you can sense that all magic became very turbulent the moment this spectral form appeared. You're not sure, though, that it's, it definitely has a limited range. If you got further away from it, it wouldn't be affecting you anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't get the sense that it's affecting him, the hobgoblin. It's probably affecting the fairy, though.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to keep running backwards then. So that's 30 feet. Do I still feel it here?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably stopped right at the edge of the bubble.
Yeah. I keep on, as I like run away, I keep trying to test to see if if my fire works, but obviously it doesn't. So that's my turn.
Aurelia.
So I guess use half move it to stand up.
Yep.
Do I sense the same thing? Like I can't
Yes.
cast any spells? Okay. Okay. And this looks like a big shadowy image in front
It
of me?
looks like what it is. It's like an even redder form of him. It's probably twice his height. Are you trained in Arcana?
That's a good question. Yes, I am.
So give me an Arcana roll.
Oh yeah, critical.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. That's all
Yeah.
you can tell
Yeah.
with your Arcana.
Can't cast
knowledge of
spells.
Arcana.
Big giant creature. It's time to GTFO. So, I can only move that far. I think half my movement. Go team.
I mean, you still have an action. You could dash
My action
further
is to
if you
move.
wanted
Oh
to.
yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Crick's got the right idea.
Zarius.
So my magic is also being affected in this way, then I would assume.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm a pretty much only magical person. There's a reason why I didn't go into that prison that one time. All right. So I don't think I can cast any spells.
No, you don't think you can cast any spells.
What about my spirit weapon that's already out?
That's true. That would disappear, but it will come back. It's not. You don't lose it, but it's suppressed at the moment.
Okay. Well,
You could see it's beginning. It looks like it's almost breaking up in the air, and you have no control over it. You couldn't make it attack if you wanted to.
Right. Then I'll stand here next to Lucerosi so I can get the bonus just in case. And I guess I could breathe on him. That's just part of me, so right? I should be able to breathe on him.
Yep.
All right. I'll just spit acid at him. Make a dex save, you motherfucker. Let me double check that breath weapon hasn't gone up in damage. 11th level, that should be another d6. Let's do.
Hell yeah.
Death by 1,000 cuts. So yeah, that definitely affects him. You breathe acid onto his foot, and he looks down and says, "Ah, well, at least that stung. But your allies appear to be running away. I thought this was going to be a good fight. It's just going to be the two of you."
Shows how dumb you and your god are.
And the fairy says, "Go, Tommy!" And Tommy is going to try to punch you both. One to each of you. That's to Lucerosi. That's to Zarius. And you see the spiritual form behind you begins to fade out of existence. And it's Lucerosi's turn. Your wings suddenly reform on your back and appear to be working normally again, as does the spiritual weapon. You're muted.
I said, so my azure wings blaze brighter, as well as the blue crown over my head, blue halo, and he flies up towards the giant's face, and then begins unleashing a torrent of attacks. So first attack.
It's
So with that,
I don't know what +0.
oh, that's because the rage
Okay.
doesn't. Wait, does the rage not?
Well, that's because of the if you had advantage, I assume.
Right. So wait, when you do yours, would my rage damage double if I?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna fix that then, and then the radiant soul damage would also double.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna fix that then. So then with that attack, I am unleashing an additional level 3 smite. And I am also using my Rod of Lordly Might's Terrify ability. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I use an action to do that. I thought that was a part of the weapon. Never mind. Instead, I'm going to use the Paralyze. That's probably dumb because it's massive. You've got a good strength score, but whatever. I'm going to try it.
It's always worked before.
You might roll shit. He did not roll shit.
No, he did not.
Oh boy.
That's okay. I still have 2 more attacks. So second attack. And then with that, can I do is this part of the attack? Yeah, so I'm also going to do this. So he's got to make a DC 17 Constitution save. Okay, so that's fine. And then my bonus action, doing another Flame Tongue Strike. That's my turn.
Okay. He laughs as you hit him the 3 times. You're clearly doing damage to him, but he seems amused by the whole situation. Crick.
Crick looks back at Aurelia, seeing that the thing's gone, and he's like, we've got to go back in. And I then run forward, back 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. And I think I'm in range for a firebolt. Let me just double check again.
I don't think you are.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, no, just
still
barely
out.
you are. You're right. No,
Right.
you're
I can? Yeah,
close.
okay.
You're close enough that I would
And
allow it.
Big fat firebolt coming. Oh boy, it's not that
Or
fat.
not.
Yeah,
It whiffs.
yeah. The firebolt comes up and he reaches out a hand and grabs it and snuffs it out like a candle flame.
Yep, Crick's pissed. And
Aurelia.
Okay, so what does what's the embankment? How steep is it on the side? How far does it go down into the water?
I mean, where in particular?
So I'm right here. You can see where my character is. Like, so if I
Yeah.
look to down, it's like, does it slope down into the water?
It does. On the side of the bridge you're on, like over
Yeah.
here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, for some reason, it's not showing me my own thing. Oh, that's why. So yeah, over here, it's, relatively steep, but it's like, 25 degrees. It is actually like a little bit of a cliff drop off on this side, but you could run up and down this side without any trouble.
Does the water look deep?
Depends on like right at the shoreline, not especially,
Right. But I don't
it
know
gets
how.
right. Well, I mean, you know that this is a pretty big river. You could guess it probably gets 20 or 30 feet deep in part.
Hmm. Hmm. Shit.
Right where you are, there happens to be like a rock here that juts up out of the water a bit. So it's probably not that deep here, but it might be over your head.
Okay. It's taking so damn long. I don't know.
Plus, you're part cat. They hate water.
That's a new thing. She's not used to that. Lucirosi had a great time in that tub.
Ooh.
He didn't actually get in the tub.
Got distracted.
So far. Hold on. Let me look see how far away I am from this dude.
You're about 170 feet.
Can't. All right. Well, all right. I'll just move closer. No, wrong tool. There we go. All right. I move my movement. Move closer.
Zarius.
Okay. I would like to try and hit it with a Ray of Enfeeblement. Oh, I gotta make a spell attack. Okay. Apparently, I don't have that on here. Okay. So roll 20 plus. Can I do like plus like whiz? How does that work?
Yeah, it's D20 plus your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus. So that's more than enough to hit it, and it's automatically affected, at least for this turn.
Right. Yeah, because that's an extra 8 on top of that 18 to hit. So.
Yep.
Alrighty. So yeah, his
So you
melee
see
attacks.
the whole form up here. He almost seems like he shrinks a bit as he begins to strain under his own weight. And he looks down at you and says, "That's a good idea. It's not going to save you, but it's a good idea. I respect the tactic."
I'll come down here so I can poke you in the eye.
The fairy says,
The spirit. The
"Oh
spiritual
yeah,
weapon.
spiritual weapon gets to go."
Eh.
That it?
Shit. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if a 17 was gonna hit. I swing at his dinkle there. I drew it in.
The fairy says, "Hey, Tommy," and the hobgoblin looks over at her, and you could see she throws something into his mouth, but you don't. It's hard to tell what it was. It was so tiny, and he chokes a little bit. Tastes terrible. So you like to use magic, Dragon Man? Well, I use magic sometimes too. But so you are stunned.
Am I? Oh, 150. Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
I also had to check that because I was like, you might have more than 100 hit points. Oh, yo, you have more than 100 hit points. He wasted his action. Oh, wait, it's 150.
It's 150 for Power Word Stun.
So it worked.
Yeah.
But that's his turn.
Okay.
Lucirosi.
So
Zarius is now largely immobile and can barely speak.
yeah. So Lucirosi, he lets out a roar. And as he does, the color of his wings and halo shift slowly through the spectrum into red, and he unleashes a fury of attacks like he's never done before. I am using Reckless Attack. So first one.
It's
Second one.
that doesn't pierce his skin very deeply.
Channel Divinity. Add 10 to it.
Then it hits.
And then another one. Crit. And then Lucirosi is also going to use his last action point, his bonus action point, to use his lay on hands and heal up the entire 56 hit points. Oh, that's actually, I can't do that. That's 10 too many. So we'll still have 10 left in the bank. And now he's at full health again. That's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. First, he will use his free action to clear the drawing of a dong. Swats that away.
It's too late. I already got a screenshot of it.
I respect that rage enough that I'm going to leave your little stunned friend alone, and I'll focus on you for the moment.
Wait, it's not his turn yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's crits.
Unless he's got legendary actions.
Yeah.
No, it's not using a legendary action. It's Crick's turn. Sorry.
The legendary action was to get away, to put it on.
I forgot that Crick and Aurelia are no longer running away.
It's a strange turn of events. They're doing stuff.
Therefore I only skip Zarius' turn and his chance to possibly do something.
All right. So I am going to drop a wall of fire on he's huge. I'll put it here. Around the middle.
Okay, draw in a wall of fire.
I can draw, yeah. Draw shape. How long was it? 30 feet? 5, 10, 15, 20. I think it's like that. Like that, yeah.
Hold on just a second. Let me do something.
Yeah.
Okay, so he saves. Let's see. When does he make his saving throw and take damage?
So when it appears,
So-
it has to make a dexterity saving throw, and then at the end of each of its turns, I'm pretty sure.
So he failed.
Yeah. So he takes the full damage.
So this wall of fire appears. Presumably, I assume you did it in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try and if I can. Well, it's 10 feet out. It like shoots out 10 feet, so it doesn't reach the dragon. But that was sort of the plan as well, to hit both. That's okay.
Okay, Aurelia.
Hmm. Should put me within range. Nope, don't do that. So I think, yeah, I'm in range of Elder's Blast. I'll just try to hit him with it.
That hits.
1, 2,
That does not hit.
3.
That hits. Anything else?
That's all.
Zarius.
All right. Am I still stunned?
Yes, you have to make a. At the end of your turn, you can make a Constitution save.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
At end of each of its turns. Okay. To end the stun effect. Okay. God damn it, Lucirosi. You moved.
I didn't move. You moved.
No, I didn't. I moved into the aura effect and then you moved.
Well, I'm like 50 feet up anyways. I'm right in the guy's face.
That is true. He did fly up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There's no
I'll-
critical fail.
Yeah, I'll still
Yeah, what are you,
try an
double
action
stunned?
points just to see. I don't think that helped.
No, that's still on you.
So wait a minute. He went. I attacked him after he went. Is that a concentration spell to stun?
I don't think so.
I don't believe it is, but no,
No,
it's not.
instantaneous duration.
That's a power.
Oh,
word.
okay. Never mind.
To concentrate.
I tried.
Looks like we're leveling up.
That's a different game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose a level.
So he again claps his hand together and bows his head. You could feel, Lucirosi, now that you're up here, just the spiritual power of this creature begin to build. And again, you see there's an arc coming from his heart that shoots out, and his spiritual doppelganger appears again.
Here's a interesting point to take here. So incapacitated says I can't take actions or reactions, but my spiritual weapon is a bonus action.
Hey.
It's on its own, just swinging away.
Yeah, so you can attack it with the spiritual weapon then.
And
I read
you
these
can-
things pretty literally.
It also it doesn't say anything about maintaining concentration. So it's still that your thingamajig they did.
Right.
Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, technically he had a chance to save on that at the end of his
Oh.
turn.
Yeah, I forgot
That's
about
the
that.
con save versus 16. I think it's a con save.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter
So
what it
it's
is.
spiritual weapon hit though.
Okay, cool.
So then he summons his spiritual double. Let's see who has to make a save. out here. So, Zarius, you're in. Okay. Apparently, everybody's in range again.
Yay.
So make a con save.
All right, I'm good.
Con save.
Fuck.
So anybody getting 17 or higher, anybody who gets lower than 17, you take 27 force damage when the thing appears, and you're then knocked prone and dragged 20 feet towards essentially here, towards its
How does
foot.
it work with me having wings?
Well, it
Black.
also extinguishes magic, so you actually fall.
Put it in an angle.
So you also take 21 falling damage.
Fall at a parabolic.
Well, does my rage prevent some of that damage? Or
Yes,
is
it's bludgeoning. Well, the force damage, no, but the bludgeoning
right.
damage it would. And fall damage is bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
What was the type of damage that we took from the spell, from the effect itself?
27 force damage.
Oh, force damage. Okay.
And the wall of fire begins to break up and is no longer effective. And the same for the spiritual weapon.
He's no longer enfeebled.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. He saved on that anyways. My bad. I'm not concentrating on anything anymore.
And then he marches through the now sputtering wall of fire and over the top of you. But he's essentially just sort of in your midst now.
Oh man, they're gonna kiss.
Hold on. I have to move that thing so I can get him on top.
I've seen this before in video games. If they embrace, it's the end. We all die.
So, and then he will turn. She's
Burn
on his
phase.
shoulder. Damn it. Keep losing him.
Mhm.
That's how big he is. I have difficulty even selecting the little fairy thing.
All right.
But that's his turn. And again, you can feel your magic is failing in the presence of this spiritual double. Lucirosi.
All right. So I stand up. I'm already within reach of him to be able to hit him, correct?
Yes, he hasn't moved outside your reach.
So I'm continuing to attack recklessly. My radiant soul damage doesn't apply though, right?
Right.
So then does the magic weapon magic of the weapon apply that it's still magical, or I
No,
know
that
the
wouldn't.
fire
That
doesn't.
and the fire damage wouldn't apply.
Okay. Well, Flame Tongue doesn't have any magic bonuses anyways, but just to kind of clarify.
Mhm.
So yeah, attacking recklessly again. First attack.
That hits.
Second attack. Oof. Third
That
attack.
misses. That also misses.
Yes. Okay, that's my turn.
Crick.
Go reckless.
Well, we're back to stage one. Let's run 60 feet away. All right, there we go. 60 feet. I am my turn.
Aurelia.
Shit.
Peter, I just want to remind you, you have 6 level spell slots.
Yeah,
So,
he's too far away to do anything.
I just want to make sure you're
I can't get close enough to do anything.
Yeah.
Now he's real close. You just wait for this thing to go away.
Don't
I
think it
hope
will,
it-
so we piss off.
Oh yeah, your magic is suppressed right now. I forgot about
Yeah.
that too.
Wow, this time I went and knocked prone, so fine. Fuck it. I'm just gonna run here. I'm gonna get closer. There we go. Hope he doesn't step on my dumb ass.
Zarius.
Do you want to give anybody inspiration?
So you need one? Yeah, I'll give Zarius. No, is that considered magical too?
No, I don't consider that magical.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give Zarius inspiration.
Zarius,
I'll need
who
it.
is stunned. You can use it on
Yeah.
your con save.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably. Bonus sack. No, wait. This thing is sputtering right now.
Yep,
Can I probably can't move it this turn either. Then can I?
right.
All right then. Yeah. Here goes a con save.
Skadoosh.
Do you want to use your bardic inspiration?
What is it? A D10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use it just in case. Yeah, all right.
You
there
are
you
no
go.
longer stunned, but
Yay.
if it hadn't been for the bardic inspiration, you would have been.
I'm still knocked prone though, because I'm pretty sure I make that save at the end of my turn.
Yep.
I couldn't get up. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I'd like to telepathically have Kepri do something.
Okay.
I would like to have Kepri use suggestion on him and tell him to swim. Once the thing is gone, I do have to specify that because I know it's not going to work right now.
Right.
Kepri probably can feel that better than I can. So yeah, I'll just say once this thing is gone, use suggestion on it to tell him to swim.
Okay. So you just attacked recklessly.
Yeah. So
Mike?
So you have advantage.
So he'll go after you, even though Zarius is prone.
It's advantage on both of us.
Okay. So
Feels more fair to go after Lucirosi though than the guy who's prone.
so that was 37 plus 29 divided by 2. Well, actually, just
Got lucky.
37 divided by
Got lucky on the
2,
29 damage because there's a bunch of ones there.
18, 29, divided by 2, that's 14, 18, plus 14. So I take 32 damage.
The double fades. And you see he looks at the water, but he does not dive in. Lucirosi.
Luciosi's Radiant Soul ability flares up. He flies up 30 feet, trying to meet him in the face, but he'll take what he can get. And then while roaring, begins continuing his reckless attacks.
That hits.
1, 2, and then 3. And with that, I will use a second level smite. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. Ignore the 13. The 22 though is fine. That's my turn.
Let's see. Yep, I'm just adding up all this damage.
BRB.
So much math. Okay. You've put a lot of hurting on him. He is still up. You don't expect to. You if you could do that again next round, you might be able to kill him. Crick.
So I'm gonna try something. I'm not sure if you'll let me do it, but Crick, noticing that he's just running backwards and forwards and not really doing very much, he's then going to talk to himself. He's gonna be like, "Fire Lord, grant me the fires of creation," or some shit like that. And then I put my hands into the water bubble to try and melt it down. Can I do that? Can I maybe whoever wants to escape, I can let them escape with an action point?
What are you ultimately? I only put them in the water bubble so that I didn't have to actually have 1,000 people attacking, because then
Yeah.
all of you would have to wait.
I just want maybe 1 or 2 to run out and give us a hand. Any of them.
All right, I will let you do it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you can decide. They can.
You pull out the rogue who does nothing and just runs away.
Right. So
Yeah, come
Dora,
out,
you
Dora.
can see Dora is ready to bolt and run away, save herself. Let me see about the rest of them. Kato obviously will fight. That's the other problem. All of these character sheets to open.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe what my idea was that the bubble would stay up, but maybe 1 or 2 would just run out if they wanted to, instead of giving them all a chance to escape.
T-Hole, I'm just going to say fakes a heart attack so that he doesn't have to join this.
This iteration of T-Hole has been very helpful.
Right.
Despite all of Lucirosi's verbal tirades.
So I'm just pulling these 3 out so I don't have to find them again.
Several of these guys still have instruments.
Yes.
Yeah, they can play a small
That
songs.
is their that is their token. I was not going to bother changing them. So that was your turn, Crick.
Thank you.
Numerius has a long way to run. Aurelia.
So is Lucirosi still flying around his face?
Yes.
Well, he fell out of the sky.
Well, he also flew back up.
Also, you muted, Mike.
I said mostly it's chest area right now, but Lucirosi is continuing to ascend.
I want to do that. I'm gonna cast silence on his head and where the fairy is. So it's a 20-foot spear. They're trying not to catch loose Rosie in it.
Okay, I'm not sure Lucy would care.
For what is it?
Silence.
Oh. No. It would be off-putting for him because he wouldn't be able to hear himself roar.
We couldn't either. Yeah, true.
It's 20-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
So Lucius is just outside it.
Okay. Yeah, it's 120. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay.
Sarius.
Is that up like on his head then? I'm
Yes.
still safe down here.
Yep.
I can still use spells that have verbal components. I will stand up and take a step back here, I guess. How's Lucirosi looking?
I'm at about half my normal hit point total.
So you still got 2 more punches against you?
Wait, let me check where. Actually, I'm at less than half. Based on how much damage I took last time, I might have just 2 more punches in me before I potentially go down.
Okay. Then I am going to because I think this is this a touch spell or not? It is not. Okay, cool. I will reach out to him. I'll reach towards him as this sort of sickly green and black energy emanates from my hand, and I will cast Blight at 5th level. Shit fucking rolls.
Oh my gosh.
Still takes 18 damage.
Yeah, it's still something. And then bonus action to hit him with that spirit weapon. Or not.
Got it, misses. A natural one, misses.
Yeah.
You're all over it.
Do I want to use my action point to reroll or just do it again? Or I could just I could do another spell. How's he looking?
I mean, he's not on the verge of falling over.
Uh-huh.
But Lucirosi did a shit ton of damage to him last round.
Okay. Maybe I'll just do this then. I'll use my action point. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if it lasts. I'm going to cast Vampiric Touch. And I'll touch him. I'll move up and touch him.
That hits.
Okay. And so I get 5
hit points.
Yeah. Vampiric Touch is always prepared as a grave domain. Never used it until now.
Wow.
It just seems like such a weird spell. But I guess I'll speed him to his death while I keep myself alive. I guess that's what's going on here. Osiris has given me a boon. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Cato Agrippa.
With the 6.11 initiative.
Loki. Kato Agrippa moves slowly because he's still injured.
It needs to stay back. Like goddamned idiot.
The companion is actually going to fly out at this point. Not really liking this. And cast Magic Missile on Aurelia. You take 2 points of force damage.
Okay.
Actually, I guess there's 2 more missiles. So you take 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
And make me a concentration check. So you maintain concentration on your silence.
Okay. Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Nice.
It's gonna be one big hellish rebuke.
You want to upcast it?
You bet your ass
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Bam.
Oof. Well,
Well, still takes
29.
not even a crit, baby.
13 fire damage. That's not nothing for a reaction.
So you hear there is a shriek on the other side of the creature from his fairy companion. He doesn't hear it though.
Right. We only hear it reflecting off the pavement below.
He doesn't really care about that. He is going to punch at Lucirosi again.
Damn. Okay,
That's
so
mama.
22 plus 19. So I'm at 15 hit points.
And he is going to suffer the attacks of opportunity by moving 1, 2.
Suffer is right.
Okay, well, it's still not the start of my turn, so I still attack with advantage.
That hits.
It's a +1, and it's not now. I can swing at him with my
Staff.
staff. I haven't activated it, so it's just like a normal quarterstaff. Where are you at, quarterstaff? Do I not have it on here? What the fuck? Okay, well, I'll just roll. It's this +4. I had
That does
15.
not
That
hit him.
hits.
Oh yeah,
No,
you're right.
yeah.
That hits.
And then the what is it? D6, I think, for a quarterstaff.
Yep.
Because I got a shield, so +3 with it.
Every little bit.
As he starts to move away, and I'll look to Lucirosi and say, he is slowly regenerating. We must keep on him.
Lucirosi roars in response.
I will take that as confirmation that you understand.
Reach him.
He's looking to get right in the middle, so he's going to do something bad.
Rick.
Wait, you skipped my turn.
Did I?
Oh yeah, because I'm Lucius first and then me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So Lucirosi is going to fly 30 feet. Am I in reach to hit him here?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And he silently roars, and then begins attacking recklessly. All right, and then going to use a second level smite there. Ignore the rage radiant damage, so it's 10. Second attack, and then going to use another second level smite. So ignore the radiant damage, or the rage radiant damage, so it's 19. And then final attack, my bonus action. Miss.
That misses. Let me see. Slashing. So he is still hanging in there. Now it's Crick's turn.
All right. Crick slowly approaches 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it looks like he takes a breath and he's like the flames around him engulf further. And then he puts his hand out and then you see him pull out a knife and he chops his hand off. And then he starts to pour like liquid fire around him. And then I cast hang on, here it comes. This one. Bang. Let's summon some demons.
You cut off your hand.
Gotta make a sacrifice.
Give me the demons. And now I'm protected from the demons because I'm surrounded by the fire or whatever.
So do you have a
Okay.
vial of blood from a humanoid you've killed within the last 24 hours?
Yeah, why not?
No, because we didn't fight anybody within the last 24 hours.
We have to fight these
Who's-
demons.
Who
We'll
is
kick your
missing
ass.
from the group?
We do have to. We
Secretly
will have to fight these
Bye.
demons because they're hostile to everyone.
Yeah, they're hostile to everybody. Crick, you fucked us.
But not me.
No, you too, because you don't have
No.
a vial of fucking human blood.
No, I surrounded myself in the thing. Look at the last part of the casting spell. I can
have a
grab
circle.
and that's what I did. So I'm safe. but
Using
you're not.
it uses the vial of blood from the intelligent humanoid to as the material component for that circle. If
Yeah.
you don't have the blood, you
The
can't
very last
create
sentence.
the circle.
Oh, well then, I still do it.
This should
Okay.
work. Oh, it didn't work.
So show me where you want these things to appear.
Like all over his body. Can I just make them drop on him? And I say, the creatures of the fire plains will eat your lungs.
I mean, they're only mains of drutches. That's not terrible, but still,
Yeah.
fuck you, Crick. Lucirosi and you are going to have some words after this.
I've been looking at this that spell since I made this character. I've wanted to use it for so long.
So let's see. You can't just drop him on his head because you were too far away.
Yeah,
and the range
yeah.
is 60 feet.
Yeah.
So it
So,
has
I
to
don't know,
be
around
sort of
him.
within,
Yep.
you could probably get him like around him.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's-
really sort of
Yeah.
in the range between them and all the
Mhm.
guys you just freed from the bubble.
Yeah, now we know who the entourage is going to fight of these creatures.
God damn it, Crick.
this is part of the plan I just made up.
You bloody beauty.
If I had a button for it, I would have a confused roar.
No, you're silenced. I can't hear you.
Yeah, you probably don't even see these. You're just staring at his chest.
Yeah.
And Zarius is staring at his dong.
Yeah, it's mesmerizing, that dong.
Swings like a pendulum.
So, luckily, I happen to have these things already prepared, or else this would be a nightmare of a fight with so many goddamn things open. So Numerius was going to run up and attack him, but now there's like a wall of demons. And he's not, you would know, Numerius isn't thought of as like the brains of the group. So it wouldn't necessarily occur to him that that these demons are on your side. Damn it, I have to move them.
You're on
again.
nobody's side. It's really hostile to everything.
Move them for a second so I can put these guys on top of him so I can get back to them. Now I can get back. So he's going to run up and attack one of these mains, Manes. And he only hit once. That's his turn. Now one's going to turn around and attack him because you're not the boss of them.
That's right. You do what you want.
In fact, a couple of them are going to start attacking him. And this one's going to start running back towards you.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, like they're not completely stupid, and they're like, oh, giant or all of these fresh souls behind us.
Delicious.
So first the one on Crick. Misses.
All day,
The
baby.
one's on Numerius. That hits. That hits. One's on Lokexicus. See, this is what I was trying to avoid.
Nah, this is
Of
fine.
me doing all the thing. So the mains are now piling on to the group that were between them and or that were running towards the giant. The one's on Kato. And the one's on Akiriko. Aurelia.
None of them attacked the giant.
Like I said, there's a giant that's going to step on them.
Oh,
So,
Craig.
All right.
You know.
Thunderwave.
Okay.
Probably won't. We'll see.
At least do half damage.
oh,
Where's our nat 20s? We've only got nat ones.
Had I started using my reckless attack a round earlier, I would have had a nat 20. By the way, Zarius, Lucirosi is definitely going down if there's no intervention.
No, I got you.
As far as I know, you can't.
I figured we had one round where I could do something to him. I'm gonna hit you with a heal.
Ooh, 70?
70 hit points.
Fuck yeah!
I figure you can't move the silent spear, right? It just stays there.
Yeah, it hangs in the point of space you
Okay.
selected.
That's what I thought. Okay. I tried to take a step back.
If you're blinded, deafened, or have a disease on you, you're also cured.
Nice. I'm already immune to disease, so I
Yeah, I
can't
know.
worry about getting the clap.
You assume the worst of Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
one of the
so
nice things about a paladin. Ironically, they are immune to STDs.
that's why you always are finding them in the whorehouse. All right, I've moved my spiritual weapon a little bit closer, and that's gonna be it because I'm gonna stay back here for. Well, let's see here. I can move a little bit closer. But I'll go about here.
So
Maybe be inside Lucerosi's aura, and then I will end my turn.
Kato is going to attack the Manes on him. Killing one. What'd she do? Oh, she's gonna attack the giant, I guess. Companion's gonna fly here. So you see the companion begins to glow deeper and deeper. Her color becomes dark to the point where she almost looks two-dimensional. You can't make out any surface features whatsoever. And you see right above her head as she hits almost an eerie level of blackness, there's a little spark of fire that begins to open up into a gate where you could see through this ring that's expanding what appears to be a sea of lava and a city that appears to be made of brass.
Jesus,
But-
she cast gate.
She did not not exactly. It's a different thing. But you can see the city of brass on the other side. But that's her turn, and nothing has come through. So
Would Lucerosi recognize the city of brass based on any description or anything?
Anybody I would say who is trained in Arcana could make a check. Crick, you know what it is.
Yeah.
What about religion?
I would give you history, but not religion. Even if you're untrained, you can make a history check.
Okay.
So you would be aware of the City of Brass. The City of Brass has, on several occasions, tried to make incursions into the material plane in the past. And Aurelia, you would be aware of it as well.
Do we know what lives there?
It is a fairly diverse city on the elemental plane of fire. So it is mostly ruled by Ifrit, but there are also red dragons, fire giants, and other creatures that are related to fire that live there. They're also, it's fairly busy as planes go. It's the only one of the few spots on the elemental plane of fire where there are sections where non-flammable creatures can even live. So it's got a pretty diverse population, but it's ruled by Ifrit. Some fire devils will live there, mostly Ifrit, though. And Tamaki, can't believe this even worked. cast this on himself. And he looks fine.
Sure does. Counterspell?
Oh well.
You could try. I mean, it's a little unfair. You know what it's going to be, but you would normally do that if you thought about it. So
Well,
you could try.
I was looking because it just said instantaneous, so I don't know. I mean, I just
No, you
just
can.
got it.
You can still always counterspell as a reaction. It just means he's healed instantaneously when the magic takes effect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, Kurt, you didn't really give us a chance saying you were casting a spell. You just were like, "Bam, you did this."
Right. That is fair.
No, that's
Well, I
fine.
was saying you could counterspell if you like.
Okay.
You just have to make a roll a spell check.
All right.
So it's a D20 plus your casting modifier, which is +5, and it's a 19. You have to hit.
Okay. But if I cast it, or it doesn't matter what. If I upcast it, it won't matter.
Not in this
You could
particular case.
upcast it to like 6th level, but that wouldn't change anything. So
But it,
Right.
okay, I see. It wouldn't change my. All right.
You'd have to cast it as 9th level.
Okay, gotcha. Or and it doesn't change, doesn't get it smaller. The number.
Right.
right.
Gotcha. Okay, so what am I rolling?
It's a D20 +5. Well, plus your Jack of all trades.
Oh yeah, so you would add an additional +2 because your proficiency bonus is 4.
Oh yeah, look at that 7. Watch out.
But you got action points, right?
Action points.
You could action point. Roll again.
Oh, okay. Let's action point it, sure. But this fight's so much fun. There we go. I like it. Yeah,
Jesus.
bring it on.
Yes.
I think you have another action point.
uh,
Hmm.
God damn it, Crick.
No,
Oh,
no, I
no.
might need that action point.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
I
And we're all gonna need that action point because now all the work we've done has been undone. All right, let's do this.
Lushrosi.
All right. So
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I need to double check on a few things. Okay. So first thing, Wishirosi is going to move up 30 feet, so right there. He is dropping thoughts, pulling out a javelin, and throwing it at this thing. And because even though it's ranged, because it's a thrown weapon, it still counts as a melee. So I still get to apply my rage. And it's within short range of the javelin. And I am attacking recklessly, but it wouldn't necessarily matter there.
Right. She's able to dodge that.
Okay. With ammunition like javelins, can I pull out another one? And I do have the dual weapon feat, so I don't know if that would help.
I would say yes. With me, javelins are always a weird question of how many javelins can one person realistically carry.
Right.
It's probably.
Well, I don't
it's
have more
probably-
than I have 4, so that I've lost 1. So
Right, but I don't have a problem with your pulling a second one. It is sort of a logistical question of how do you even carry like javelins? Like I know how they were actually carried, and it was like you have like 2 and a stick, and you lash into the stick.
Right.
They don't lash to like a backpack super well. A little D&D pet peeve of mine is that javelins seem like they're hard to carry.
Yeah.
But yes, you could definitely pull a second one.
Okay. And then I'm gonna throw this one at the little fairy creature.
That time you hit.
And I'm going to use level 1 Divine Smite on that. Wait, is it considered a fiend?
It is not. It's
Okay.
Fey.
So it takes an additional 8. I don't know if that's a concentration spell that it did.
It's a fair point. Let me see. What was the damage though? 13 plus 9 plus 8.
Yeah. So 30.
Yep. So it made its Constitution save. That seems right. Oh, yeah, sorry. I think I have a save set wrong. Oh, it would have made it anyway. It should not have plus 10 to that. It should have plus 2.
Okay. And then I'm going to take a swipe with my flame tongue at the giant.
Okay, that hit.
And I'm going to use a level 1 smite.
You can attack 3 times.
So I have dual weapon fighting. So when I make the attack action with,
Right.
offhand and stuff. So I because I'm not holding a weapon now, my AC is 1 less until I pick up a javelin to use as a melee weapon. But so it doesn't really matter because I have advantage against me on any attacks.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
Okay.
We are so boned.
So I am going to, on the rest of these guys, I am going to say that they are engaged fighting these Mones that were summoned, except for the one Mones that has broken off to attack Crick.
Cool.
He deserves it.
But they will have mopped them up by next round and can do something next round. Or the round after next, they'll be able to attack the giant. So, Crick, it's your turn. You have one Mones in front of you.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him. I'm looking at I'm more intrigued about the portal, but I'm going to fire a fireball at this area at the very end, the giant. So here it comes. We'll put it at 4th level. Juice it up, baby. Yeah, eat that.
So she failed, and then so they both failed.
Does she make a concentration check now?
She will. I'm trying to do the
So
damage.
42, so that's 21 DC.
That's perfect. It was listening to you, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, you told her what she needed to roll.
Yeah.
So
and
you can now see pretty clearly. It's grown to about 5 feet across this circle that she's summoned. but you don't see like a creature or anything on the other side. You just see the city.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
So he's there. The one Mon-Ice that's broken off will attack you
Mm-hmm.
and miss. Aurelia.
Yeah, sure. Go back to my. So how solid is this bridge?
It's pretty solid. It's stone and thick.
It's good. Thunder
I mean,
waves.
also, yeah, also, if you broke it, you might all submerge, but he's probably taller than the river beneath it.
Try thunder wave again.
The current take us. Get away.
So you're doing this at the bridge?
No, I'm doing it to him. It would be something
Okay.
different. Something different. Son of a bitch.
-9. Anything else?
I'm gonna move like out of kicking distance.
If you move that far, you're going to move out of his range, and he'll get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, well, we're hanging there then.
You want to give anybody a inspiration?
Sure, Zarius, I'll give you a bardic inspiration.
Hand on your shoulder. Let's 10, 20 feet, another 20 feet from my spiritual weapon, slowly making its way back into the action.
Oh shit! Sorry.
And then okay. What I think I would like to do is hold my action to right before Lucirosi goes. And right before he goes and attacks, I will. Or actually, you know what? Sorry, you said she's doing something here, right? The
Yes.
weird Fae person.
Yes.
Ugh. All right. Probably have to deal with that first, maybe.
FYI, it's very clear that Lucirosi is going to be focusing on that and is actually in the process of charging at her through the air.
I was gonna banish her, attempt to at least.
I mean, that works too, I suppose. That won't, but that incapacitates her, so I don't know if that changes with the concentration of the spell.
I mean, I don't think you can concentrate if you're incapacitated. I'll have to check, I guess. But she
Just
made it.
can't take actions or reactions.
Right.
Doesn't seem.
Although it is in a different plane, so does the magic cross over? Where does the magic originate?
It doesn't seem to matter.
Oh, yeah.
So Kato is helping to wipe up the manies, and so is Loki. The companion, you see, she begins to shout in a voice that is unnaturally loud. Imix, Prince of Evil Fire, we figured out who your servant is. You might as well come and get him, because we're going to kill him or extract whatever information he has. That's her turn. He's going to go after Lucia Rossi.
Of course he is. So that's
Does the
13,
24 hit?
13, 19.
I don't know what his armor class is. Is it really low?
Like what, 17 or something?
18.
Well, it's 17 right now because I only have one weapon in my hand.
Okay.
But even with my rage resistance, it still did 32 damage. All right. Is that all it's doing?
Yep, that's its turn.
All right.
Your turn.
So I'm pulling out another javelin. This time I'm using it as a melee weapon. And then I am going right in this dude's face. And then making attack with Flame Tongue. I'm attacking recklessly. I'm going to use the first level smite. So an additional 5 damage there. How is it doing?
She looks pretty beat up.
Does it make a concentration check?
She has already dropped concentration on the gate she was making.
Oh, okay.
So it seems to be slowly closing on its own. Whatever she meant to do, she did it.
Okay. Well, if the gate's closing, then she's no longer the biggest threat I see. So then I'm returning my attention to the giant. So next attack is against him. And then bonus action with the javelin. That's my turn.
So, nope. Okay. This round, everybody's going to finish wiping up the Monace that they're fighting. So next round, they'll be able to attack. Crick.
Crick is sort of just like murmuring to himself. He goes, I'd never betray you. I never betray you. I don't want to be turned. Please don't turn me. And then I'd shoot a fireball, another one in that. Oh, hang on. I won't shoot a fireball.
Why play it safe now?
I mean, the thing is 50 feet tall. You can still hit it without hitting anybody. If you go for its ass.
Hit the schmeckle.
Yeah.
Hit him in the ass with a fireball.
How about, hang on. Oh, it's 90. It's, yeah, cool. This is a 90 feet spell. All right, let's blast him with one of these. Immolation. He's wrapped in fire. Please don't save.
He failed. So how much does he take per round? That's what I was looking for.
It's at the end, and I think it's the same amount, isn't it? Let me double check.
No, 46.
Oh, 46,
after,
46. Sorry.
after the first turn.
Yep, cool.
So the giant is now on fire. One Maines is still hoping he will eventually connect.
Oh, and he does. Is that
4
hitting me?
slashing damage. Yes.
All right, I have to do a concentration check. I have advantage. I'm fine.
Aurelia.
Shit. What's the little fairy thing doing? And did she get whacked?
She is just sitting there now.
Looking bored.
No, she looks thoroughly entertained watching the fight.
How did she react to getting hit?
That she didn't like so much.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Okay.
No.
So does he take half damage or no damage?
No, it takes no damage. Yeah.
No damage.
Anything else?
Nope.
Darius.
All right. 1, 2, 10, 10, 20. Like that he should be able to like strike now, right? My spirit weapon.
Yes,
was
your spirit weapon can attack him now.
All right. Let's do that right quick.
That hit?
All right. And then again, so this time I am going to hold my action. So just before Luciosi's turn. And right before his turn, I'm going to do my Path to the Grave Channel Divinity.
Excellent. I have reserved a 3rd level spell slot just for the occasion.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'd crit with my reckless attack, but whatever I can get.
Right. Imagine if you crit. Oh.
Woo.
Oh.
Maybe 2 in a row.
Oh.
Woo.
Only the first one he's vulnerable to, but
Right, but then what about the subsequent attack? Get an
Yeah.
actual crit. Thing of beauty.
So I was hoping to find an actual gate, but I can't seem to do it. So behind Crick, you see a fiery gateway much bigger than the one that the fairy summoned begins to open. And through it steps a very large, very angry-looking fire giant.
he's not with us.
Failure, you will come with me. You have much to answer for. As he stares down at Crick.
Crick just looks around very panicked.
And this catches the fairy's attention, who now like spins around. She's still sitting, but she's like scoots around. She is now facing the giant. And she points and says, "Ha! I knew you'd get in trouble."
Nobody likes a snitch. Snitches get stitches.
Taranti is going to try something different. Taranti steps forward a bit. Not much you can do about being on fire at the moment. And he is going to first, he's going to try to grapple Aurelia.
Of all people.
Yeah, be super hard.
Either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, I get to pick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Which one shall I pick to roll bad? Here we go.
Either one. You add. You also add your.
Your half your. I don't think it doesn't matter here, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So you are grappled, and he is then going to throw you. So let's see.
Okay.
How far.
Good.
Whoa.
Hasn't it really have been thrown before? I feel like she has.
no, you have.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Quit projecting.
This is actually a pretty anemic throw for him.
Ah.
Not used to that motion. He threw his arm out.
He is on
But-
fire.
Happens
It
to the
is
best
still-
pitchers.
It is still decent enough given his size.
Is it a fast current river?
Yes, it is.
Is she being thrown up or down current?
She's being thrown up current at the moment. So you take
Perfect.
19 bludgeoning damage as you splash into the
Oh.
water.
That's a shame. All right, I've been thrown to safety. Nice. I like this guy.
And then
Very good.
he is going to punch at Zarius.
Jesus Christ.
Ouchie, mama.
At least he didn't grapple you and throw you to safety.
Let me check. Let me check my fucking armor class. Okay.
I'm gonna make him regret not
Oh wait,
making me a target.
I totally forgot. Like I always forget. Oh, it's not even bludgeoning. It's piercing and slashing. Whatever. The dragon scales thing that Dragonborn get in your game. You're resistant to non-magical piercing and slashing. Not even being hit. I finally remember. Doesn't make a difference.
I will throw in more piercing and slashing enemies and send them after you so you can.
So that I can forget.
Now it's Lucerosi's turn.
I'm moving.
All right. Yeah,
I'm moving in. I'm moving into his face, and I'm attacking recklessly. First attack, and that's a critical, right? Because of the path to the grave.
He's vulnerable, so he takes double
Oh,
damage.
he's vulnerable. Okay. Well, I mean that's good too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I will also use my final third level spell slot.
Which he's also vulnerable to, because it's part of the same attack. For this particular instance, I imagine Zarius sort of raises his hands up, and as he does, these like sort of spectral hands come out of the ground and grab his, so that he can't defend himself for a second. You get a swing at him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's the first attack.
Right. And he, feeling that like you tear into him, he begins to laugh and says, "Good, good." And the fairy says, "Yay, finally!"
You say that now.
Second attack, I guess. And then last attack. And then let's see. I'm gonna use my last smite, first level smite for that last one.
He's looking pretty rough. Now that all those things are dead, Kiriko will charge forward. Damn it. Short dwarf legs. Can't quite reach. Crick.
Yeah, Crick looks worried, and he says to the fire giant, what do you plan to do with me?
Oh, wait. The
Oh.
giant, the Tommy, at the end of his turn was supposed to make a save or take more fire damage.
That's
Oh, yeah, true. Thank you. Sorry.
Boom.
Was it?
Dexterity.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, GG. He's left the spell or whatever.
Literally, he's the only one that's gotten 20s.
Okay. Well, not having to worry about concentrating on my spell, I turn around and I say, what do you plan to do with me?
Imix will decide what to do with you, little one. It will not be pretty. You let your identity be known. You risk Imix's plans. You will come with me or I will kill you here.
He'll turn me?
It is for Imix to decide what to do with you.
You won't take me. And then I fire a big boy, eat a big old dicko.
Good thing you didn't use that on the giant.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't need it then.
I am
Yeah.
using it on the giant, just a fire giant.
You create a worse situation with your mains, and then you don't even use your best spell. Use it against the.
Hang on.
Like, that's the
Hang on.
perfect spell. He's really damaged right now.
You
Hang on.
fire this green
Disintegrate
beam
him
at
now.
it. It
Hang on.
takes its large flat sword out and presses it up, absorbing the beam.
Can I oh, I can't do that. You don't let me reroll the things. Okay. Well, I'm fucked.
So it took no damage?
It takes no damage. There's no half damage on disintegrate.
Yeah.
But
Silver
it's
die.
massive damage if it fails.
Yeah.
What it says on a failed save, target takes force damage.
Yeah, but it didn't fail its save.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is save or suck, right?
Well, this is
Save or
save
die.
or take like 100 damage.
Oh, okay.
Crick just is scared, very, very scared, and that's
Well,
my
now the
turn.
giant has to go into the initiative.
Everybody, come
Going
on.
very soon.
Who's next? Come on.
Come on.
How many rounds has it been? Do we know?
I'd say about 7. There was like 3 rounds of us doing not much at the very start.
More like 8 rounds of us not doing very much.
3 rounds. Yeah. Of us being ineffectual.
Ouchie, mama.
That's both. That's all against Crick.
5. Yep. Fresh cuts.
And then that one mains.
Life choices.
It's going at you too.
Ouch.
Aurelia,
It's the
you
mains that
you
get
are
you.
currently, you're about 20 feet underwater now.
What have I created?
I imagine Aurelia is kind of like, just chilling on the bottom, like, of the pool, just like being like, this is nice.
Just stay here.
Oh, a fish.
Yeah.
So a move action basically would put you back at the surface.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can come to the surface, watch some of the shit show. Be nice. I'm gonna get 5 hit points back. Use healing hands on myself. I'm at the surface. And I don't know how much I can see from up here.
You can definitely see the giant, but and Lucerosi you can see glimpses of as he flies around. But you're also being swept downstream. So at this point, once you get to there, it's hard to even see the giant.
Okay. Well, I used. All right. Guess I'll have to. Yeah, I'll have to do something next turn.
Right. I mean, you could probably pretty easily swim and make it to the shore before you're completely swept downstream. It's not impossible. You don't think you're at any risk of being pulled under. But Zarius' turn.
Yeah, so I'm in relative safety, so that's why jeopardize it.
He's been doing really well on his fucking wisdom saves, which is really annoying. All right, so first thing is going to be the spiritual weapon. Actually, you know what? I'll just keep it here. Spiritual weapon. There's a solid hit.
Yep.
And then do I want to use it? How's he looking, anyways?
He looks pretty rough. He's, he was a little worse off when he healed himself last time, but he's getting close to that again.
Okay.
I will, spoil that he can't just keep doing that.
Yeah.
I would hope that he can't just cast unlimited 9th level spells.
Yeah.
He's already cast 2 of them.
I'm gonna go
Elroy's
ahead
done his
and
8th level.
Oh,
oh wait,
excuse me.
sorry. Give me I
He has
forgot
to
I was.
cast power word kill.
Let me. How much damage did I take before? I forget.
39.
Yeah.
39. So half of that would be 28.
No,
No, not 28. 18.
19. Yeah, 19.
19.
38 doubled.
Okay. Because I forgot I was concentrating on the vampiric touch. I was going to hit him with it again, but I might not have it. So let me see. Hey, all right.
You have it.
Cool. I'm going to hit him with it again then.
That hits.
Did you roll it right?
My God.
Don't you get like extra? Oh my god.
2-1-1. I get 2 hit points back.
Critical hit.
Maybe Osiris wants you dead.
If it is Osiris's will, then so be it. Yeah, okay. So there was that. That happened. Yep, that's it. I don't have any action points, so.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can make it at least. Oops. I've lost his character sheet though. There it is. Oh.
Oh, look at crit.
Yeah, by Kurt.
It's the Kurt's rolling all these characters now.
Exactly. See, now we know the reason why.
Yeah.
Kurt, have you stolen my dice box?
I've installed it into Roll20.
Yep.
And actually, with that, he is at the point where he was before, and healed himself, so he is not doing well. Loki's not going to run up. only hit once. And of course, it's their turn now.
She only gets 2, huh? I thought she was on par with us.
I mean, she was ahead of you when the campaign started, but not anymore. So the fairy companion begins casting a spell, but the only one with counterspell is way out of range. So
All right, well, 9th level spell.
the companion vanishes.
Oh.
I'll telepathically communicate to Kefri to see if she can sniff that one out. Don't make yourself known. Just see if you can find her.
So I guess he's going to, let's see, who does he want to go after? He is going to go after Zarius on the ground and try to stomp on you.
Holy crap.
I'm gonna make him regret that.
Man. Cutting words.
She's
too far away.
out of range.
I know. Alrighty.
69 damage.
That'll bring me down.
Are you even still up after that?
No, I'm not. I'm at 0.
Oh.
I am dying.
So Cyrus as well.
Yep.
And Akirako misses. Lusharosi.
All right. Attacking recklessly. Boom. Damn it. Boom. And then with my javelin. That's my turn.
Yeah, actually, the first hit with the flame tongue was enough.
Oh, excellent.
So as he begins to fall, you see his body shrinks down, so that in fact it doesn't just collapse on the dead.
Serious?
the dying cleric.
While I'm up there, I know I've already started with one attack. Is there any way that I can maybe sense if the fairy thing is still around?
You try to make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't detect whether she's around.
Okay.
You can roll a perception check for Kepri, though. Sarius. She also is not sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly down to Zarius. Since I only used one attack, could I count that attack as the bonus action and then use the last 10 hit points I have in my healing, my lay on hands ability to heal Zarius, or do I have to wait till next turn?
I'm going to say you have to wait till next turn, so we're not retroactively changing the way these things fill out. But it's not like Zarius is going to somehow fail 3 death saves in one turn.
True. Okay.
I might roll a nat 1 or nat 20.
Yeah, that would right. May roll a nat 1, but that'd be 2
Crick
failed
hasn't
death
gone
saves.
yet, so
That's true.
Right. Yeah, you're not technically out of rounds completely yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as Lusharosi's flying down
people
and
dying over
trying
there?
to pay attention to Zarius, he also kind of is like, wait, what's that?
I mean, if you're close to me, I can get your aura for my death save.
So
Yeah.
Gagarna, who just got here, finally sees the giant shrink and fade, and then is forced to like turn and charge the other giant and not make it there. Next round he can attack.
She doesn't get to like kick the hobgoblin's body for good measure.
Mhm.
So Crick,
Well, seeing my disintegration beam didn't work. Would I know as a I don't know, as a character and a player, if a giant counts as a humanoid?
a giant does not count as a humanoid.
What?
It's a giant.
What the flip?
Humanoid is a type. So like you are humanoid, humans are humanoids, dragonborn are humanoids, giants are giants.
This is ridiculous.
They are their own kind.
Well, it's time to run. I disengage. 5, 10, 15. Oh, hang on. I can only run 15 with a disengage action, yeah?
No, you
No,
you
move
can run
your.
30.
Oh,
You
Oh, then 30, yeah.
disengage as an action, and then you move your normal speed if you do.
Yeah.
move.
okay. Yeah. All right, so 5.
Okay, so when you start to run,
Oh, yeah,
you
sorry,
get-
yeah.
well, you disengaged.
Yeah,
So where do you want to move to?
over here. So I think that,
The,
hang on. Let
the
me double check.
manes here, the manes here are all dead, so you can step on them.
Yeah, okay. So I was here, right? So 5, 10, 15. So that's where I'll go with the disengage.
Right, you can move 15
But you can
more.
move 15 more.
Yeah, and then I'll move 15 more. Yeah, yeah. 5, 10, 15. Done.
Okay.
Meanwhile, T-Hole is still faking that heart attack.
Right. T-Hole is, attempting to defend everyone else. If it was old Wizard T-Hole, faking a heart attack would have been more in his style.
He's keeping tabs on Dora.
Numerius is confused. He doesn't understand what the giant is doing, or who Amix is, or what's going on. So he's not sure what to do. The giant is just going to charge over the Manes. Well, he can actually charge. What did that do?
Oh, he's got charger feet. Oh boy.
So he charges and makes his first attack. So you have to make
Ouch.
me a strength saving throw.
Does that Manus get a tap opportunity?
Yeah, he will.
Well, that's pretty good.
Right, it still fails.
Oh,
Do you want to do you have an action point to use?
I have one left, and no, I'm gonna cop it. I might use it to, I don't know, do something else.
Okay, so in fact, you didn't fail it catastrophically though. So he knocks you prone.
Okay.
So you're prone, and then he takes his second attack at advantage because you're prone.
Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool and everything. I dropped down to 1 HP because my fire thing goes off. My what is it? Mantle of Flame, is it that one? Or is it the other one? No, Phoenix Spark, that's it. Yeah, bang. So I think everyone within 10 feet takes fire damage equal to half my sorcerer level plus charisma.
Okay, well,
So just
luckily,
Numerius.
no, he's even Numerius is 10 feet away. Is more than 10 feet away.
8, 9,
This is 5 feet and this is 10 feet. So he's
that's
15
9
feet
rounded down.
Right. So it only affects the giant, but he's
Who
a
is
fire
immune?
giant.
Yeah. Yeah. He's immune? Okay, that's cool. Because if he's resistant, I bypass that.
Yeah.
And now he is going to try to grapple you.
Yeah,
Oh.
you actually heal him.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Fire absorption.
Oh, do I have to do a opposing strength?
Or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Did you roll? I don't see the
Acrobatics.
Fire Giants roll.
There we go.
So he has you grappled now.
Okay. Yeah, I suspected.
That's his turn, though. Mones are dead. Well, that's true. No, there's one Mones left.
It's gonna attack Craig.
No,
Save me! Save me!
it's going to go after. Oh, that's true. Gagarna didn't get his attack of opportunity.
Or the Manus.
Right. The Mones probably would have missed. But the Mones will attack Gagarna. And hit. Aurelia, so first, you're still flowing downstream. You're actually under the bridge at this point.
So T-Hole's faking a heart attack. Crick is down. Zarius is down. Aurelia's on the stream.
Right.
So
it's your turn, though, Aurelia. You're just under the bridge.
It's a good song.
God, don't even go there. Don't even go there. My concentration has already been broken because now I got the fucking video in my head and I hate that song. God. Would there be any way for me to like try to swim as I was going down, like so I could get to shallower water so I could like stand up?
I mean, you can swim over towards the bank, like on this side. You might be able to like catch a rock on the island in the middle that the bridge is built on.
Well, I'm trying to at least get to a point where I can see maybe see the bridge or like see what's going on, but I obviously can't see anything under it.
Right. So it would be, if you wanted to, you could right now swim about 30 feet forward. That would probably still not be able to see what's on top of the bridge. Or you could start to swim to the side here, but either way, you're going to wind up kind of either like here-ish or like close to the beach here.
Okay, I'll just go forward then. I'll swim forward.
Okay, so you'd wind up about there.
Okay.
So that's your move action.
Okay. What can I see from that vantage point?
Really just the side of the bridge. I mean, the remaining giants on the far side of the bridge are not that big. He's only like 15 feet tall. But if you wanted to, you could take a move action and get up to this rock and then not be floating downstream anymore.
Which rock? Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
So you get to about there.
Surely it's you can easily tell that the giant motherfucker is not on the bridge anymore.
Correct.
At least he's
Right.
not
At this point, right. At this point, you could be pretty sure, maybe he's crouched down waiting, but otherwise he's probably gone. So Zarius, make me a death save.
Yep.
Get to add 3.
Yeah. And my war horn also gives me a +1 on all saves. So
Wait, you had your war horn and you didn't bring out the Valkyries?
listen, there was a couple times I contemplated it and he was low. I'm like, I don't need to. I mean, it was healed, and then I'm like, come on now. And then the thing was opening up. I'm like, oh, let me see if I can get rid of that. Then, whatever.
You're like, I'll use Vampiric Touch and suck up 4 health.
Boom.
Yep, totally helped me. All right. There's not like a death saving throw button. So
Yeah, there is.
Where?
It is.
You just press the save.
You hit where it says death saves. You just press death saves underneath successes and failures.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's not gonna add all my shit, is it? Yeah, it is.
Well,
Okay,
it's a
good.
It does, yeah.
Good thing I have all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, just your aura is enough, so that's one success.
Kato is going to try to save Crick because he doesn't know any better. He hits him. It's a solid hit. The giant doesn't seem to be terribly affected by it, though. Hits the giant once.
Well, once Kato finds out that Crick's like a spy, he'll tell him to turn himself in.
And over near Zarius, you see the fairy appears. And she looks at Lucia Rossi and looks at Zarius and says, is he going to be okay? Good fight, by the way. I'm sure Tommy's going to be super happy when his god resurrects him. And she's just like looking over Zarius at this point, tilting her head. He's gone. Kiriko. So, Lucia Rossi, it's your turn.
All right. So Lucia Rossi was going to fight this fire giant, but when this fairy appears over Zarius, he takes it as a threat against Zarius, not wanting to leave him exposed. So he's going to then attack the fairy, attacking recklessly.
That hits.
Finally, a fucking crit.
Do you get to attack recklessly, or is your rage gone?
I attacked and killed on the last round.
Oh, that was last round. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you flew down. Yep.
Yeah. Is it still up?
Yes. It looks uninjured at the moment. Until you hit it.
Uninjured?
It looked uninjured when it reappeared.
Oh, how is it looking now?
It's definitely not down.
Okay. And then my last attack with a javelin. So 13 plus 26 is 39 plus
I do not blame you one bit.
plus another 23. That's a lot of damage.
Good Lord.
So 114 total.
I got 113.
Okay. I will give you the extra point.
So much for healing me.
Well,
Yeah. Watch Sarius die now. He rolls in that one.
well,
Somehow
it wouldn't have helped if she decided to touch you with a fucking, I don't know.
Death word. Death touch.
Or maybe irony, she'd use vampiric touch.
So she says, ow, what are you doing?
Get away from Zarius.
I don't have any reason to want to kill your friend. I don't work for Satan Mamadadi. Some people. She starts to fly away. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
Oof.
Just turns around. Power word kills you.
So let's see.
So in one round, I did 140 points of damage to that thing.
And she does not look like she's in good shape. But she looks like she's flying away. Gagarna actually can make it up to the giant now.
Whoa.
Another crit for Kurt.
Yep. Crick.
All right. In a last ditch effort. All right. What do you think it would make more sense, right? I've got two things I can do with an action point, right? I've got the GTFO portal and I've also got banishment. Now, which one would make more sense? Like if I wanted to use it to get rid of the giant.
What is the GTFO portal?
The thing which you gave me in the emails,
Okay.
which was really meant for me, but with an action point, maybe I can,
Push it on him. Send him to the plane of water.
I mean, I guess if I were you, I would probably try to use the portal.
All right, here it comes. The
So here-
GTFO portal.
Right.
It's really called GT.
So make a roll.
All right, plus 1d20. All right, well, it's staying open.
Do you add anything?
So
No.
the portal opens up. You're trying to get the giant to go through it? Because the portal opens up and then things can go through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you're grappled with the giant.
Well, then we'll both go through it, and we can fight in the fire planes.
Okay. So yet another portal opens up, this time in front of Crick. Actually, I'll say it opens up under Crick, under the giant. The giant goes tumbling through, dragging Crick in with it. On the other side of the portal, you can see there is a black landscape that looks to just be hardened over lava. In the distance, you think you could see the spires of the city of Brass. But this just appears to be a path of lava through a sea of molten lava.
And that's it. That's all I do. I can't really do much else.
So Crick and the giant have disappeared into this portal.
Yes. And Numerius is looking into it, but he actually takes a step back. He is not sure. So you could definitely see the portal appears to be shrinking slowly at the edges, but it looks like it'll hang around for a while, like possibly 10 minutes. But nonetheless, Numerius isn't exactly sure he wants to dive in, because you could see waves of heat rising up off of even the solid parts. So, Crick, make me a charisma save. DC 17.
Oh boy, here it comes. I don't have any action points, and I'm dead.
No, you're not dead, but you see both the giant and Crick teleport away. Where they went to is hard to say.
I didn't see shit.
I mean to say whether they teleported somewhere else on the plane of fire or somewhere else on the material plane is hard to say, because he could have chosen either with the gateway open. So there is now a portal to, I guess those of you who know what the City of Brass is, you know it's to the plane of fire. Some of you might just think it's hell.
Good. I'm looking forward to your new character. Really excited.
And Cato yells out, Lucirosi, what do we do? Do we pursue?
No, stay away from there. It's not safe. Get back. Because Lucirosi rolled high enough to know that's the city of brass.
Right. Although you can't actually see what they see.
Right, that's true.
Because it's the portal's in the ground.
Yeah, but still.
But they sort of
yeah.
back up and are watching this portal slowly decay.
Cool.
So, and unless somebody, so first of all, since Arius is still dying, I guess we won't come out of rounds yet. We'll see if somebody's going to save the poor guy. Because Aurelia, it's your turn. You're on the rock now.
Do I
You can
see?
hear some commotion from above, but you can't see. You could try to climb up, though that would be an athletics check.
Do I see the fairy fly by?
No, she's flying down the bridge. She's not flying off it.
Straight up bullshit. All right.
Hmm.
Athletics. Good. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh.
So you're about halfway up this rocky outcropping that the bridge is built on. You could move again if you want.
I just see this big tree in front of me. I take it.
Yeah, you can get through that.
Okay.
So you just barely make it to the top.
Okay.
And now you can see the ferry.
Okay. Good. I got an action point, don't I?
I don't keep track of them.
Oh, we have two, right?
Yes.
Good. I'm gonna use my action point. I'm gonna shoot it with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I don't know if that hits, but she's getting three of them. Throw me down into the water. Son of a bitch.
The last
She
one
didn't
hit.
do it.
Yeah, if you yell that, that's what she says. I didn't do that.
Whatever, bitch.
You enabled it.
Exactly. Enabler.
Azarius, give me a death save.
Yep.
Made it again. 2 successes.
All right.
Basically, Lucirosi, you can just walk away now. He'll probably be fine.
Then it's not a +4, it's only a +1.
Cato Agrippa will back up.
Kato can't heal me? That bastard. What good is he? Went through all this trouble to save him.
Garna could, but he's way over there. It'll take him rounds and rounds to get over to you.
Yeah.
Companion's going to disappear. So now we're make me one more death save. Well, Lucirosi, do you want to actually save him?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 10 hit points for my lay on hands.
Okay. So now we're out of rounds. So everything is quiet again. You can hear the flowing water of the river around you. It's actually kind of a beautiful day, though there is that dead hobgoblin on the bridge, blood pooling around him. There's the remains of his equipment, including his sack. And you see that the sack itself seems to be squirming.
Lucirosi is going to walk over to him. Does he seem to be still alive?
No, he looks to be dead.
Okay. Well, in that case, he's going to search through his possessions to see if there's anything else we need to be concerned about or danger, especially if the sack is moving.
Right. The sack is not on him. It's one of the things that was tied to his belt and dropped over here when he grew in the first place.
Oh, right, because he wouldn't have anything on it. He's Nakers.
Yep.
So then instead I would have probably dropped one of my thoughts or prayers. I can't remember which over here. So I'd probably pick that up and then go over to the sack.
Yeah.
So you're looking inside the sack? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. It would have been a prime opportunity to just stab the sack.
I do have. I do have my flame tongue in hand.
Right.
Or you're
So-
gonna lick the sack then.
Right. Inside the sack, you see there. You pick it up. It's unusually heavy. So at first you're not sure what might be in it. It looks like a normal sort of burlap sack. It's about, unfurled totally. It's about 6 feet long, but still it's heavier than you would have guessed. Inside you at first can hear some clinking as you begin to pull the drawstring to open it up. And down in there you see, looking up at you, Nimrod.
Lushiroshi roars in excitement and grabs him in a hug.
It's you, eel.
This crit
Wait.
Nimrod.
What?
He appears to not necessarily be bound, but he was being held inside and yes, we now have a new Nimrod. The role of Nimrod will no longer be played by me. He is now a PC.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, I got out of it again. I'm so smart, aren't I? Wow.
Nimrod, I am so glad to see you. We have much work to do.
Like what? Relaxing here on where are we? The beach?
Never mind that. I have the seed of Didarian. I've been told that you are the cleric I must seek to bring the seed to bear fruit.
Ew. That sounds pretty gross.
Have you
Right
not
now,
believed that?
Right now, you're still talking to him in the sack.
There
does seem to be-
me?
Does seem to be some other things in there, odds and ends.
Well, yeah, Lushiroshi would be like, I'm sorry. Here, let me help you out.
And then Nimrod comes out, stretching really far out. This is the life. Safe again.
I'll gesture towards anybody who looks like they were injured, I guess. Lushiroshi, it should come over, but if he does, is up to him, I guess. But
I'm actually pretty good. I have like 50 hit points. It's a little bit less than half.
you could
but-
have more.
Yeah, everybody is kind of a little messed up because even everybody at least who wasn't way back being protected by T-Hole was fighting the Monace and fighting the giant, although the giant didn't really go after them.
I can only hit 6 people with this. And I know Aurelia took a hit whenever she splashed into the water. Lushiroshi was getting beat up on.
Yeah, but you gave me
Yeah.
that heal, and that was all I needed.
Yeah. I
So
can once.
once Nimrod gets out and stretches, Lushiroshi kind of looks at him quizzically, and he says, "Nimrod, do you not know of the seed of Didarian?"
Was it in one of them books I was meant to read when I was a kid?
Were you not a cleric of Asheros?
Well, I wasn't a very good one. I might have skipped a couple verses here and there, you know.
Well,
But don't tell the head priest that. I don't want to get in trouble.
That's not as important. What is important is that I found you. I've had a vision from Asheros to find you so that we could plant the seed of Didarian.
So you've been dreaming about me as well? Wow, this is a little weird.
Is Lokexicus here in this conversation?
Yes.
So Lucerosi, I as a player can't really remember too much. I'm going back into my notes, but Kurt, can you remind me while I'm looking it up the story that Lucerosi knows behind the seed of Dizarian?
You don't necessarily know like what's going to grow out of it or what the significance of it is. You know, you were supposed to find the flame-headed cleric. The flame-headed cleric was going to lead you to the place where it can be planted, where it can grow. And then you and this priest were supposed to engage in a ritual where you basically protect the seed and take no food or water for 30 days and somehow survive that. But it doesn't necessarily say, they didn't actually say like what the seed does.
So I will relate to Nimrod. Nimrod, Asheros has sent me to find you. You are meant to lead me to where we can plant the seed. We're meant to plant it in holy soil where it can grow. We're also supposed to lead a procession there. And after we plant the seed, we're meant to endure 30 days and 30 nights of the elements and through our faith to sustain ourselves. And then from there, we will be granted a blessing of Asheros. I'm
sorry, Lucerosi. That sounds just a wee bit gay. I don't think I'm interested in that.
There's nothing meant to be happy about it except for the fact that Asheros has given us this task.
Yeah, Loki hears you say that and walks over and swats you in the head.
Ow.
Gay. How is that gay? It is a spiritual quest. Nothing gay. She
hanging out together 30 days and nights somewhere without any food. Yeah.
Nimrod.
And with this zealot as well. Ugh.
Okay, Nimrod. You are meant to lead me to holy soil where this can be planted. Only you know where this is. You may not have been given the vision from Asheros. Perhaps there is something interfering with your ability to commune with him.
Hang on. In your vision, did you see like some really tall plants which had like big brown nuts? Like big brown balls at the very top of them? Is that the same dream? Are we having the same dream?
Wait 1 second. And then Lucerosi will pull out the puzzle box and solve it and reveal the seed to Nimrod. This is the seed of Darian. Is this the thing that you have dreamed about?
They look a little like, if that guy, and I point at Zarius, if he's been sitting in the sun too long, that's the color it look like. Like if he put his balls in the sand, that's what they'd look like. Does it look like that?
Our scales do not shift in the sun.
Oh, well.
Zarius, you might be well-traveled enough to understand that he's probably talking about coconuts and coconut palms.
Right.
but nobody else would have ever seen a coconut palm.
Is that what's Lucia Rossi holding right now? Then is he holding a coconut?
No, he's holding what looks like a giant glowing green and pink seed.
Okay.
It's about like the size of a old NCAA football.
And then after kind of showing it to Nimrod for a minute, he would immediately try to put it back into the puzzle box and say, this puzzle box protects the seed from being seen or felt by others. So I must keep it safe. I will not repeat the same mistakes I have in the past. I must be cautious. But
Map.
fuck you.
Before he puts the nut away.
Yeah. Still nothing on the map.
Okay. I'm gonna heal myself a little bit more. How is Aurelia looking right now?
A little over half.
What is? I don't know what that is for you. Okay.
61 out of 110.
Oh, we have the same HP. All right. We have the same max HP. I'm gonna heal myself right quick.
So Nimrod, will you help me in this quest?
If it means getting freaky for 30 days and nights, I'm not so sure about that. But if you help me with one thing first, then I might consider it, depending on what I find. How about that?
What is it that you need help with?
Well, I need to find this place which has the big brown balls in the sky on these like looking big bushes, big tree looking bushes.
It may be that the place that you're seeking is also the place that I am seeking to be able to plant the seed of Dadarian.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
perhaps us working together, we will both be able to fulfill what it is that we seek to accomplish.
Well, yeah. Well, I could get it. I could get with that. I will be protected, of course. Right. I look around at
Yes,
everyone,
we will not
making
repeat the
specific,
mistakes of the past.
making sure to look at T-hole in the distance.
T-Hole comes running up. Good job,
No.
everyone.
Don't stay back, T-hole. You will not throw me off this bridge, as well as the other bridge.
That was off the wall.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm here to fulfill Luciosi's dreams, and I give him a wink.
That sounds
in a
gay.
manner of speaking.
It is. It is, isn't it?
Now that we can agree on.
Yeah.
And Loki comes over and slaps T-Hole.
So at this point, Lucia Rossi kind of remembers, wait, Crick, he went into the portal. Is the portal still open?
The portal is still open.
So Lucia Rossi will tell everybody to stay back, and we'll go and examine the portal and see what he can see within.
Look, as before, it appears to be just a plain of recently hardened volcanic rock. It's hard to tell how thick it is, but you can see where the giant landed. It clearly has cracked through. You could see molten rock bubbling up from where his footprints were. On either side of this sort of narrow strip of land, you could see there's a sea of just molten rock.
Is there any heat coming out of it?
You actually don't feel any heat on this side of the portal.
Lucia Rossi will look to the others and say, is there anybody that can close this portal? I'm not comfortable with it being opened.
And Cato says, it looks like
Oh,
it's decaying on its
sorry.
own. Its
Wrong click.
diameter has decreased by about a foot since it opened.
Where'd Crick go?
Well,
I can't
if you,
see him within,
if you
nor
just
can
look
I
at
see the giant.
The giant, once the giant had fallen through, used some sort of magic to, I think, teleport them away. We can't. There was no indication as to which direction they were going. They simply vanished from sight.
Well, with my superior intellect, I'd be able to tell you that this portal is going to close very soon. You see? And then I point at the edge of the portal, slowly moving towards the center.
Right, just as Cato had said.
Yep.
I check
I wasn't here.
I checked the gear, my gear and stuff. Am I missing anything? Because Nimrod's around. He's been here for like the last 2 minutes. So I don't want anything stolen.
I don't know. It's up to Nimrod.
No, I'm the center of attention right now. I can't be stealing shit.
You saw what happened the last time you tried to steal shit from us, so
Yeah, I got thrown.
we
into
left you to a zombie.
Yeah, and I was smart enough to get away from him.
Lucia Rossi will address the group and say, we should stay here until the portal closes, just to make sure nothing comes through.
Well, I myself could use the rest. And Cato sort of walks over to the wall of the bridge and sort of hunkers down in the dirt just to sit.
Lucia Rossi will be standing watch, looking into the portal with his weapons ready, making sure that nothing else comes through while it's open.
Yeah, you don't see any living thing. You do see like what might be fire elementals dancing on the molten parts of the rock, but it's hard to tell the difference between just random flames shooting up and the fire elementals themselves. Over the course of the next 9 minutes, you see it gets smaller and smaller. Eventually, it just winks out of existence entirely. There's not even anything spectacular about it. It just shrinks to the point where you can no longer see it. Not even a flash as it disappears from sight.
I'm not going to say I told you so, but you know what I mean, right?
No, we don't.
See? Oh, well, I told you so.
I'm glad that it closed and that nothing came out. That giant hobgoblin, he was tough. I'm glad that everybody's okay, except for Crick. I hope that he is all right. What happened to the Dretch corpses? Are they still there?
The Manes corpses.
Or Manes?
Yeah, they are beginning to decay, as devils and demons tend to. Like they are already putrid and probably will be just a bubbling mess in a minute or so. Actually, after 10 minutes, they would have already decayed. But as the portal is decaying, you see they begin to slowly dissolve.
Would Lucia Rossi, by the point that he might have been looking in that area, and especially walking towards the portal, would he have recognized the Manes as for what they were?
Yes, you've seen them before.
So Lucia Rossi would ask, did these creatures come through the portal?
No, I believe were, well, I don't know how to say this. I believe they were summoned by your friend Crick. Probably in an effort, he definitely cast a spell immediately before they appeared. My guess is he was hoping they would attack the giant, but these creatures are cowardly and much more likely to find their weakest opponent they can.
Then perhaps Crick is experiencing his just reward for using such terrible magic.
Yeah. What are you doing hanging out with him?
I don't know what I would say.
Things haven't improved.
Is a just reward. People resort to desperate measures in desperate times, and I think he was becoming increasingly desperate with respect to the giant. Though the fey creature did suggest he served Imix, rather than he then protested and said he escaped Imix. I don't know what the truth is there. I couldn't really tell if the Fae was lying or if he was lying.
Does Lucirosi recognize that name, MX?
Given that you know about the City of Brass,
Yeah.
you would know Imix. Imix fashions, if it considers itself to be a god, generally is considered to be male and has invaded this world on several occasions. Mostly seems to be almost like a demonic entity, at least as far as the churches are concerned, because it wants nothing other than to convert as much as it can into worlds of fire and then rule over them all.
So Lucirosi would then say, you're right, Kato. I recall Cricknorable mentioning something about being a slave to a Lord of Fire. It may have been this Imix. He seemed to say that he had escaped him, so perhaps they have finally found him, and if Crick was in that environment using that magic, may have not carried the same repugnance that it does here.
The giant did say that it was taking him to Imix to be judged and that he was a failure. I don't know if he was recapturing a slave or recapturing an agent. It seemed as if the fairy was calling to Imix when it opened its own portal into the realm of fire.
It's the fairy.
It could be some fairy magic, yes. As I said, I can't tell who was lying for certain.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know any way that we might be able to even begin to mount a rescue for Crick or to find out the truth of the matter.
I suspect if Imix wanted him dead and sent a giant, he probably would have killed him here. Imix must have wanted him alive, and that can't be good.
No, probably not. The fairy also hinted that their god would bring the giant back to life.
Oh, the Hobgoblin giant, yes.
Yes.
You did say that. And you would also remember that the fairy was pretty interested in Crick for some reason, and suggested that maybe Crick was the one who was going to ultimately thwart Sitan Mamadati's plans. But Cato was actually in the bubble of water at the time, so he couldn't hear any of that.
Zarius, you know more about the mysteries between the border of life and death. Is there any way that you might be able to work to prevent that hobgoblin from being resurrected?
Well, if any of you knew how
by
to
some divine
disintegrate,
being, no. Perhaps there's some ritual that could prevent his resurrection.
yeah, do any of you know how to use disintegrate? That could work. Pretty sure that would work.
If a god
I would know. I'm a genius.
survived, it will not need a body.
There are many ways of reviving bodies, even ones that have been destroyed. So disintegrate might not have worked either. But you might be able to contact Crick if you have a spell that can communicate across planar boundaries.
Tomorrow, I can, if necessary.
In the meantime, perhaps, the hobgoblin is certainly an enemy, but perhaps we can do some kind of burial rites, perhaps use a pyre to make it more difficult for the whatever might raise it to do so. I understand there are beings that may be capable of raising creatures without their body, but at least this way, perhaps with Asheros's blessing, it may be more difficult.
Even this one, I could not condone the burning of his body. But you will do what you will.
Why is that serious?
It is part of our rituals, my rituals. The body must remain intact. The body as is what you have in the afterlife. If the body is gone, then he is just spirit. He has no form.
Yeah, I think I know what to do with this this piece of shit. I've got some holy water for him, and I grab my nutsack. I'll give him some of this. Trapping me in a bag. What the hell?
Lucirosi is interested in Xerius's culture, and he asks, so what if when a body decays in the natural processes of returning to the earth, does that not impact the spirit based on your beliefs?
A process is performed, an embalming process.
What of those who are not able to be embalmed?
If one is unable to perform the ritual, then they will unfortunately decay.
So would you embalm this hobgoblin?
If I had my tools, I've had to make do with speeding their trip across the river.
Well, if we're not able to embalm this hobgoblin based on your beliefs, then we're essentially committing it to the earth anyways.
Like I said, if you burn it, I cannot stop you.
Perhaps we should at least go ahead.
So I'm trying to remember with the notes that you've provided with Acheros, what are the church's views on burial pyres?
There are, I mean, depending on if you mean Asher's church,
Yeah.
they typically do burials rather than, or no, I'm sorry. Typically they do burn bodies. See, it's Maureen who does burials.
Well, you know, you
Although
can just throw him off this
Loki would
bridge.
add. Yeah, Loki would add. Well, at the very least, we should, in case the fairy person is going to come back to collect the body with someone, we should at least move and hide it. Perhaps bury it if we must keep it intact.
We can ambush her.
Let's assume she's coming back. I didn't necessarily get that impression, but
No, but I still think that it would be a purifying act to burn the body. I know, Xerius, this is not your culture or belief, but I think that in doing so, not only do we sanctify and purify the hobgoblin's body, but it also may make it more difficult for magics to resurrect him. I would not want to meet him on the battlefield again, in this life or another.
I mean, well, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm pretty sure Satan Mamadati is a flaming bear, so I don't know that fire would bother him. He's depicted as a bear that is on fire all the time. Although he doesn't burn up, so maybe burning him up will hurt it in some way.
See, I knew my genius plan would work. You just cover him in this holy water and throw him in the river. Easy.
Well, regardless, I do not think that throwing him in the river is the proper solution.
Nah.
We can't stay on this bridge, though. We should probably get going. Is everybody safe to travel? Has everybody had a chance to catch their breaths?
Have we had a short rest?
Not quite yet, but Cato heaves himself up.
I mean, we're in no hurry, so if people need to take more time to recover.
Perhaps we should rest while you dispose of the body, however you see fit.
Yeah, Lucia Rossi would work to set up a burial pyre, probably.
Nimrod, if you were a priest of Asheros, you certainly can cast a ceremonial spell, a funeral rite.
Yeah, if I feel like it. I don't think that's right now. Especially not on this piece of. I kick him. I'm like, shit.
But Nimrod, it is not our place to judge. That is for Asheros to do so.
Here we go.
By creating the conditions by which Asheros can make those judgments, we not only bring others close to Asheros' light, but also ourselves.
You think
the magic of the ceremony might help in some small way to prevent him from being raised again?
You think your God's gonna judge him? I'm pretty sure his God's gonna judge him, and he did the right thing, so he's probably just gonna come right back. So
I do not believe the things that make
kiss and throw him in the river.
Nimrod, I do not believe that this Imix or Satan Mamadadi are truly gods. Not in the way that Asheros is a god.
Well,
These
did
are false
Asheros
gods.
bless him to become a giant? I don't think so. Unless it was Asheros' plan all along for him to attack us.
Nimrod,
Maybe.
you.
But I don't think so, and I would know because I'm a genius. Thank you.
Nimrod, it pains me to see how far you must have fallen from the path of the light. To doubt the power of Asheros in the way that you do, and to think that these false gods could have any power more greater than what Asheros can bring to bear is, well, I'm sorry. I can't imagine what has brought you to this state.
Nimrod just shrugs. I don't know what you saw, but that was one big guy.
No, I'm not just doubting that. And I'm not doubting that these false gods or by their own ability have found power. Clearly they have, but I do not think that it is greater than that which is possessed by Asheros.
Hang on. I know it could have been that guy's god, and I point at Zarius. Did you do this? Did your god do this? Make him so big that he could stomp on you to death? Maybe Asheros has it out for you, Zarius, or Dragon Man. Sorry, I don't know your name. Maybe I do. I can't remember.
You would have learned everybody's names at least in the day or so you traveled with them.
Yeah, I know your name. I'm a genius. See, Zarius.
Zarius gives no indication that he's paying attention to you.
I can thunder wave him again if you want me to.
Nimrod, your people were
Save
created by Asheros. Can't you just, even if you have diminished faith, just perform the ceremony, have it over with? And you hear, Jesus, I'll perform the ceremony as Dora pushes forward. Where's the body? Where do we want to do this?
So Lucirosi will work with Dora to find an appropriate spot for it. Lucirosi is incredibly surprised that Dora is willing to do this, but regardless of the reasons, I imagine it's just more out of not wanting this conversation to continue.
That's really it.
Yeah.
Her version of the ceremony is filled with things like buy Asheros's balls, and there's like a lot of weird things that you've never heard in the ceremony before.
All right, now you two got to make out.
Yeah, I gotta write that down.
So Lucirosi would work with Dora. One of the few times Lucirosi might actually work with Dora to get that done.
So it takes a little more than an hour, but she performs the rites. And then she says, go ahead, burn it or whatever.
7 short rest.
Well, she luckily didn't really need a short rest because she was way in the back. She was dead in the back of everyone.
Lucirosi would use the time to gather wood and things to build the funeral pyre. I don't know if that activity counts towards being too much to get a short rest in, but
I mean, you could still get a short rest in.
I mean, the only thing I would get is my channel divinity, and I could spend some hit dice.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not planning on any other encounters for today anyway, so you'll wind up getting a long rest before anything big happens. But the body is burned and the rite is performed. And although she peppered it with like off-color remarks, you're pretty sure she did it correctly.
Wonder where she learned it.
Halflings in my game all can cast ceremony as a ritual.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why it said Crick, no ceremony. Oh, probably because
You
my
haven't changed
name
your
and this
name,
is
yeah.
Crick. Yeah, gotcha. Well, anyways, I can cast it.
But so Lucirosi thanks Dora. It's hard for him to do that, but he does it.
She flips you off and walks away.
Yeah, Lucirosi was expecting that.
Wow. That's my kind of girl.
All right, so Nimrod, we must we have a few things that we've been doing, we're working towards. I'm glad that I've been able to find you so that we might be able to quest for the Holy Land in which to plant the seed of Didarian. But we also need to get the rest of our group to a place where they can be safe, probably Kartha. And then also Zarius has lands, his homeland is under attack by some kind of demon that is subjugating his people.
Hang on. Where does Zarius live? Hang on, I can take a guess at that. Somewhere south. Yes? Yeah, I'd know that. How far south?
He's not indicating. It's like he's looking away.
Hang on. South. Ah. Are there islands south? There probably is, right? Zarius, come on. You get to tell a guy, right?
So for the hour that this ceremony happens, I'm gonna go over to where the portal was and sit down and play a stunning rendition of "I'm on Fire." in memory of Crick, and pray in some sort of fashion, meditate on if he's okay and if there is like some way to come find him or things to that effect.
So Cato would actually come over with you, and he would spend some time after your song is over consoling you a bit and saying that the gods ultimately will look after their own. So he's sure if Crick has not done anything wrong and is not actually a servant of Imix, that ultimately he will be fine. And even if Imix kills him, he will have a place in heaven for the good works that he's done. And besides, if Zarius can or Gagarin can learn sending, then maybe they can get word of what's going on with him.
So once all of that happens, Lucirosi turns to his group and says, well, we should probably continue on our way.
So they all form up, and you set off again. It's another day before you get to the point of the road where you can either march straight forward towards Monver, turn north again and head up the road that leads back to where the Floatstone Palace was, or turn south, which would lead you down into what are sometimes referred to as the Churchlands, Southern, Longspear, Firessa, and a couple other nations that are tied to the churches. From what you remember of the elf Lanius's map, that area is currently being held by the forces of Longspear, the churches, and then at least a legion or two from the Empire. But there's a chance that you will run into, Hobgoblin forces before you get that far.
And then there was the place that's our little guild is based out of.
Right. That's you'd have to probably the easiest way to get there would be to go south, but that's on the north shore of the Athmere. So it's sort of over the mountains to the southeast from where you are.
Because I think this is our best place to go.
Yeah, I would like to see the rest of our company safe before we continue on.
Well, if we can make our way to the coast, I'm sure we can find a village or a town that has a port or fishing boats. There's certainly going to be commerce between St. Belry, various towns along the shores, Aquilea, and then over into Cartha. In fact, I don't imagine it would be all that dangerous for us to charter different boats if you felt you had to head south, especially now that you found your halfling friend.
Aurelia
He's
growls.
not sure what to refer to Nimrod as.
Nimrod's just deep in thought.
I was going to say spiritual advisor, but that seems more wrong than halfling friend.
All right, I got it, Zarius. Are you a water lizard? You could be a water lizard, right? You're one of them, yeah? No? Okay. I'll get back to thinking. I'll keep thinking about it.
Mr. Dragon Man, I got Thunderwave if you need it.
I will consider it.
Okay.
All right. Maybe you're not a water lizard. Maybe you're a sand lizard. You're a sand lizard, right? Almost. I'm getting there.
Still talking to Aurelia. I'm a little curious where he stole his equipment from.
Hang on. Do you live near that big sea down there in the desert? Do you live near there? What's it called again? Come on. What's it called?
You're a genius, don't you know?
Yeah, I haven't read a map in about a month, So,
Keen mind wore out. You forgot everything.
yeah. Mm,
So why don't you tell us about your vision, Nimrod?
Like I
Other
said.
than balls at the tops of trees.
that's the most important
With-
part.
Bushes.
Looking to fucking, I forgot his name now. What was his name again?
Kato?
Kato. Fucking, yeah. Look at the Kato.
There's a lot of
Coconuts.
sand.
What,
Coconuts?
Nimrod, what is your fascination with balls?
What's a coconut? I've never seen one of them before. Do they look like brown nuts? Hey, you, lizard man. Water lizard, sand lizard, which one?
Well,
It's,
perhaps you could do some research on these coconuts.
Yes. Hey, Zarius, what do you know about coconuts, right? That's my research.
If you could figure out where these trees were that you saw, maybe that's where Lucirosi is supposed to go to plant the seed, or at least perhaps it's a destination along the path.
No, we
Quickest
weren't.
path. Whatever the
we
quickest
were-
path is, we'll take.
We weren't putting a seed. We were digging for treasure for sure. I remember it.
Well,
We're
still,
getting
the more you can tell us about the location of the trees, the faster we can go, and Lucirosi can fulfill whatever his obligation is, even
Yeah.
if it's not the place Lucirosi needs to go.
The shortest
Where did I
route, the
see?
fastest.
Yeah, where?
Where do I recall seeing these coconut trees?
You would remember. I mean, certainly they don't. You wouldn't expect them to grow in the deep deserts, but at certain
Mhm.
places along the shore, particularly in the places that are fed by rivers, they do grow. And you would also know that there are certain places in the Sea of Glass that essentially just outcroppings that rise up out of the Sea of Glass that are oases in the middle of it. And so there you'll find them as well because there's enough water to grow them. But primarily you know them kind of in the fertile regions around rivers.
Right. So I'll go to Lucirosi. If you wish to find coconuts, there are areas to the south. Though the lands are mostly desert, there are places near the rivers that are fertile and other spots within oases that have these trees.
That would make sense that Asheros would find these springs of life within such harsh conditions to be a fitting place for the seed of Tadarian.
Who
No,
lives on
it's
the glass
treasure.
sea again?
Nobody, I mean, it's too harsh to live there, and other
Gnomes?
in the oases, nothing grows there. There are people who sail across it though, because it's
That's-
much faster than walking across
That's what it was.
across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
desert. And that particular business is mostly done by gnomes.
Mhm. There are gnomes that sail across that sea. They would likely have some familiarity.
That's a good idea to keep an eye out for a friendly gnome.
I mean, you would know in the Warmlands. The Warmlands is in one of those fertile river valleys. Essentially, it's sort of right across from where the Brightlands are. So it's in that sliver of land where the two rivers meet, across from created city called Dharma Shah. So, I mean, you would be familiar with them just because they're, you grew up eating coconuts.
Yeah, there's definitely treasure over there. Yep, that's the way.
By the way, was there anything else in that sack other than Nimrod?
Yes, there was a bunch of coins, like loose coins here and there, but and then some like mundane supplies, but not much else.
Okay.
I mean, actually, I
Yeah.
guess you would notice that when you hauled Nimrod out, he did have like a suit of hobgoblin size elven chain that he had like lashed to himself.
Yeah, so yeah, oh, there's a reason why there's only mundane stuff left in there. I have a good eye for expensive things. Thank you.
Alright, well, that's
You guys, you guys want anything? Because I probably wouldn't share anyway. So, actually, this one's made of your skin, Zarius. And I like pull out a holy book, and it's covered in dragon skin. I'm like, is this your color?
I will look at it. I will look over to it.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it appears just from the general layout of it that it is some sort of holy book. Let me see if anyone can read it.
The scale.
Yes.
What
It
color
does appear
scale?
to be covered. It is not entirely clear to you that it's dragon skin because it's not a traditional color. It's vaguely sort of almost a purplish red.
Okay. Could I make a guess as to what kind of skin that would be?
Sure, give me a religion check.
I am not trained in that.
You would guess actually that it is probably some kind of magically treated dragon skin, or possibly if there is such a thing as a fiendish dragon, it could be fiendish dragon skin.
Okay.
So, not your color.
It turns out that the only person who can read the book is Zarius because it's in Goblin. But
Yep.
it appears to be a set of scriptures from the religion of Satan Mamadati. It seems to describe first they're being found in the Arctic wastes and Satan Mamadati gathering them to him. Satan Mamadati opened a portal into the realm of shadows, it's called, and there struck bargains with the vampire kings. In exchange for the service of the hobgoblins were allowed to move to a new promised land in the south, and then describes the slaughter of the people who lived there, which is probably where the theocracy of the Hob is now. But it appears to be, it's a long book. It seems to describe an exodus of the hobgoblins from the north into the region of the theocracy of the Hob over the course of, it probably took them 100 years. Most of that time being spent in the whatever the realm of shadow is, probably the Shadowfell.
Alrighty. I will put that in my bag.
Hey, you got to pay for that.
I'm gonna walk
What are you
away.
doing?
It
Hey.
does look like it's to the right person, probably. Like you could see Loki's kind of looking over your shoulder as you read it, and she's like, "Oh, I bet
Hey.
you I could find someone to buy that for a
That's
good
fine.
bit of money."
You can? How much?
It's hard to say. I would need to know what it says exactly, and
Hey.
but it is very well done. It is very well put together book.
Never
That's right,
acknowledging
Zarius.
Nimrod.
Fix it. Fix it.
I'll,
Give it to her.
I'll look to Loki and say, "We will look into it later."
No, we're looking into it now. I want to be rich.
Let us move.
So which direction do you want to go? Presumably not back up to the Floatstone Palace, as there's not anything you haven't seen before.
Which
there.
way is Nimrod going?
Nimrod's going with you guys.
I'm following Zarius. I want my book back.
Well, Cato recommended going towards.
Yeah, Cato would not
Yeah.
recommend going towards the hobgoblins. I mean,
No.
we just got attacked by a hobgoblin, and I don't know that if we might all be wanted if we
Artha.
head south, but south is the fastest way to get to Cartha. And frankly, I doubt that any of our crimes would make us famous. From what I gather, you're more famous than we are. but your fame might be a positive.
I believe south is the best, likely the best path to take.
I just want to make sure that you guys are safe. We worked so hard to rescue you from the prison that it would be a shame for anything to befall you before getting to safety.
I agree. I think if we were to travel further west and encounter the forces of the hobgoblins or the elves, that they may be the greater danger to us, and that would send us further from Cartha. Even if we are captured, I assume we would receive a fair trial were we to head south. I fear that a fair trial might not work out so well for us, but I think that is still the better option. I'll defer to your judgment, of course, as you presumably will be doing the bulk of the fighting given the state that I'm in.
No, I agree with you, Cato. It would be best to avoid the hobgoblins and the elves. Does anybody else have any other input to provide? Or are we all of the same mind?
I believe some time to rest in Cartha is our best bet. We
So
just
you
have to
said
get there.
west is the elves and the hobgoblins, right?
South is the churchlands.
South is the churchlands. So we're going to head south then.
Okay, so you take the southern fork in the road, and that's where we can end it.
How much hit points did the giant have?
He had about 400 that you whittled through twice.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, see, I give you guys max XP in part because it then allows me to give them max XP, all my enemies max XP. It means that my fights do tend to because in D&D, a lot of fights last around because players can overwhelm things. So it does tend to drag out fights. But this one was intended to be tough. He could, it was certainly conceivable he could have killed someone.
Yeah.
Probably not all
close.
of you. Probably not all of you, but he could have killed someone.
That fucking
If he had treated it as less of a game, partly it was a game to him, he probably would have taken out somebody. Although, I was sort of expecting someone would attack in the 2 free rounds he gave you to attack.
I did. It just wasn't
Right.
effectual.
Yeah, you did 10 damage.
The first round, my thing just bounced off him.
So if he is raised, though, he actually really will be very big fans of your party. Because this is what he wanted, good fight, and you actually beat him.
For this
it helps
trek
that he wasn't really afraid of death.
Yeah. Having a lion-faced flying creature hitting you in the face with a flaming sword and a javelin, you'd think that you would have paid more attention to that threat. But he was like, nah, I'm going to throw this bitch, who's also like a cat, and I'm going to stomp on this lizard dude.
To be fair, I did make him vulnerable. Really badly vulnerable.
Right, yeah, that, I forget what it was, 130 damage.
Yeah, I forget sometimes just how much damage Lushirosi is capable of. And especially now that he's got reckless attack, much less likely to miss. And, you'd think a greater chance of making critical hits. But
yeah, and the fairy was more or less just there to watch. Although one thing the fairy did do that I didn't really explain in any detail was at one point the fairy threw something into his mouth. That was a potion of invulnerability. That slowed the fight down a bit.
Interesting. How long does the potion of invulnerability last?
It's not actually. I didn't use the official one. I just had it absorb damage.
Oh, okay.
So it lasted about 75 hit points because that's what I said it would absorb. So
Okay.
that way I didn't have to. Otherwise, I would have to have been like, God damn, Lucia Rosie's fucking attacks. Which one's bludgeoning? which one's slashing? Does this thing work on fire? Yeah, and I was trying to keep like the 1,000 NPCs out of the fight because I knew that would just be me clicking buttons.
Yeah, I felt crippled by by that null magic dude, the guy who kept on canceling all our spells and stuff. I was just like, this is shit. I'm gonna go free all these guys.
Happened
I
two
was more
times, that was
pissed
it.
about falling from the air and being knocked prone twice. That was what I really didn't like.
Yeah, the
Um,
anti-magic field thing. That comes from the ancient Titan monster.
Oh, okay.
Took that ability from. Although they describe it more as like a black sphere, I decided just to make it like a spiritual doppelganger.
Pretty cool.
That was cool.
It just crippled the spellcaster, me and Aurelia, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm also a spellcaster.
Oh well. Okay. All right.
You're mostly there to
Fair
negate
enough.
crits.
Never got to. Though you rolled all of the nat 20s, as far as I know, they weren't on any actual attacks.
Yeah, there was one like if
Except
he had had
for
it,
the one time whenever I was down.
right,
Lush got one big one.
right.
Lucius got one big crit. Yeah.
But he wasn't going to exactly negate Luciosi's crit just to be sporting.
I didn't remember saying it, honestly.
I was prepared to run.